Good morning and welcome to today's live show. We're going to get into a lot. As of today, we are going to get into some technical analysis for the SPY cues, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Nvda, AMD, and Meta getting forward. There we go. Okay, so for today, I thought there were some important things to talk about when it comes to GME. I thought we would start on that because it seems people are really making up a lot of things over the weekend, and it seems like on Twitter and all these other places, you're just going to see the next bullish thing after the next bullish thing, or you're going to see complete FUD. And I thought it was important to talk about that for a second. And so one of the things that we're noticing is a lot of people bringing up implied volatility, right? Implied, oh God, can I type today? Volatility, not volatility. Okay, implied volatility. It's important to know about implied volatility real quick, that implied volatility itself is not, it's not something that just means bullish. A lot of people taking that as a bullish sign or something like that. It's not necessary. It can be considered a little bit, right? But at the same time, it can be considered just as bearish because implied volatility just means bigger swings. Okay, so when you're seeing volatility, first of all, and I spelled volatility wrong, of course, again. When you're looking at implied volatility, it is how we make these ranges. Okay, it's a lot of how we make these ranges. So if we go look at the SPY, we use implied volatility to make the weekly range, these purple lines here. So the implied volatility, as of right now, says from this point right here, we have the enough implied volatility for the options market to price in a move to 547.93 or a move down to 537.63. So this is what implied volatility means. It means you can go up or down, but it also just means if these are way spread out, that you can see bigger swings, right? See stuff like that happen, okay? That's very important to understand. Just because implied volatility is higher does not mean anything, right? All it means is, or it doesn't mean anything, just bullish. It means there's going to be bigger swings. That swing could be down, that swing could be up. And then a lot of people talking about how the implied volatility of the 125 strike price is going up. Now, this could be for a lot of reasons, but it still just means, and if you go look at any implied volatility of any stock and you take the highest out call or the highest output, you're going to see extremely high implied volatility because those prices will fluctuate very dramatically. Like let's say something is priced at 2 cents. Well, if that goes down 1 cent, that is a 50% loss. That is a huge, huge price reduction. Or if it goes up really fast, goes up by 1 cent, that would technically be like a 50% gain. Okay, so that's all that means really. It does not mean anything to do with bullish or bearish or anything like that. It just means like, hey, this is the range and that's what the options market is priced in. And I think that's very important to understand. Implied volatility means bigger swings if it is higher. As of this week, a lot of the stocks over here on my right side, right over here, actually do have lower implied volatility. The stock market has lower implied volatility for this week, which kind of leads me to believe that this week we're going to see another week of very, very light volume. I think our volume is going to continue to be crap. You notice that, look at all this volume up in these levels, very, very high. Once we get to here and we start to see that GME and AMC start to take place in May, the GME and AMC problem, what do we see? Well, we see low points of volume and then we get these random spikes of big volume. So that's what we're looking out for, is which way they are going to distribute more volume later on. I think that's very important to understand. The market makers here, they want to save the market, right? This was that rigged move right here. And we talked about this move back in the day. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to see another bit of light volume, but eventually a big volume bar will come in and we'll see which direction they want to take this. But I think that the market is hanging by a thread right now. I really do. I think it's hanging by a thread, but they can make it hang by a thread for as long as they want. They control the numbers. That's why I'm calling it the fake stock market live. It's not real. This is all fake. These numbers, this is all debt. This is not what really the SPY should be priced at. This is not the real numbers that Nvda should be priced at. Nvda actually could have synthetic revenues for all we know, right? Like they could have synthetic revenues. And at the same time, if you looked at Nvda and you said, oh, this is a great company, they're worth $3 trillion, they're only making $100 billion a year. And that might even be synthetic. That might not even be real revenues. So just pay attention out there. But we're going to get into some stock market analysis for the SPY cues, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Nvda, AMD, and Meta, and going into AMC and GME today as well. We have the shareholder meeting. So there is a lot going on. And I think one of the things that I want to encourage you guys to do, even while you're trading, is, and I think it would be a good practice for you guys, because I used to do it all the time. This is something that I used to do when I was really trying to learn this stuff. I would just take a pause, complete silence, just look at stuff, just stare at the chart in front of me, and then sometimes I wouldn't even look at the chart and I would just think. And so I actually did that over the weekend. I just sat and I thought, and I said, well, what would the plan be for, and I don't want to even show it. I genuinely don't really want to show what I think the plan would be for Roaring Kitty, for GameStop. And overall, this is my plan for Roaring Kitty. And I just wrote out my thoughts, but I wanted to just flash it up for a second to show, like, I do this and it really helps me out. And so what I started doing was I stopped thinking, oh my gosh, what is he doing next? Let me speculate, let me speculate. I started thinking, if I was in his position, how would I do it? What would I be doing to bring the problem to light legally? Legally, completely legally. And I think this is where you have to understand, he didn't tweet last night. That's a very important thing to understand, right? He did not tweet last night, okay? So the fact that he did not tweet last night actually I believe that would actually be a good sign for the stock this week. Now you're thinking, why would that be the case? Whenever he tweets, apparently the stock goes up. It actually doesn't. Whenever he tweets, they smash it even harder so that the stock doesn't go up. That's the manipulation. He's not manipulating it to the upside. They're manipulating these things to the downside. And that's the big point you need to understand. But if he would tweet something last night and the stock would move up, they would have an argument legally to say he is trying to pump the stock. So the fact that he did not tweet last night, maybe he tweets this morning and I'm completely wrong, but if I were him and I was going to see some bullish price action or something bullish was coming out this week, I would not tweet. I would not say a word, because then legally they cannot say anything about me. I didn't do anything. Maybe all he does is post his position. That's it. Updates his position. And that goes into my thought process over here. So I kind of wrote out about 10 steps that I think that he is going to do as far as how to bring the problem to light. And at any one of these steps throughout the process, we could see a big squeeze. But we'd have to get a gamma squeeze first. So we need some kind of buying up, which means you can't have them fighting against the stock. So they need to get rid of their money. And I think this would be my plan to hurt them as much as possible and continue to suck their money into GME and AMC, which the more money they put into these things, the more money they use to suppress the stock, the more naked shorting that they do, the bigger AMC and GME go. I just want to be clear about that. The more money, the reaction will be bigger. So we'll pay attention to that going forward. But I just thought that was all fun to talk about this morning. How you guys doing? Start putting $100 a month into VU for a long term, good or no? Well, I can't tell you if it's good or no. I can tell you what Momentum says about it. And Momentum would tell you $100 into this Vanguard ETF. I would just say this. Well, if you're looking at this from, and this is kind of disappointing for me that a lot of people were not wanting to watch a video based on how to invest. I highly encourage you guys to go watch that video, because I put it out over the weekend and I was like, this is a fantastic video. Investing is one of the easiest things. It's a more surefire way to make money in the market. Besides, it's way easier than trying to trade every day. And so I was slightly disappointed that not a lot of people wanted to view that video. As I did research a little bit of Meet Kevin, and I found out that, I think it's 11 of his 13 suggested stocks over the last 2 years that he said had dramatic upside are actually down 60 to 99%, and only 2 of the stocks are up. I thought that was very interesting. So that's why he's on the thumbnail, because he's a big fundamental guy, and people were asking me if he's any good, and I said, well, I don't know, maybe he's good at finding fundamentals. Turns out he's awful at that as well. He's not an AI expert. He's a scammer. From what I have researched over the weekend. And I'm always researching, I'm always learning, especially when you guys bring up a topic. So as of right now, is this a good investment, $100 over time? I would say if you're doing that strategy, just doing $100 a month or $100 a week, that's fine if you can continue it. A lot of people do that, and that's fine. But I would just tell you, this is pretty much getting to the levels where we started to see downside. It doesn't mean we can't go higher, right? But it does mean like, hey, something's coming, right? Something is coming. Overbought. Okay, something came. way overbought. Something came. So even if you were like here, like, maybe I'm just going to save cash. Well, look at this. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months to save money. And then you can say, okay, let me look at a weekly chart. Boom, I'm in. And then you say, okay, weekly chart, now I'm out. Okay, now I save money again. Now I'm in. So that's how I would look at it. Do I think that this is a good investment based on the momentum right now? I would say you're very late to the move. That's what I would say. You're very late to the move. But when you're just doing $100 a month or $100 whatever, what I would say you could add into that is say, let me save $100 a month, save $100 a month, wait for this to even just go sideways and then beat down a little bit and curl back up with momentum. Then I would say, okay, apply it. But that's just how you would do it based on momentum. That's how you read momentum charts here. Right now, the momentum is sky high. You're up in overbought territory. You're possibly creating divergence up here. So me personally, I just want to say me personally, this isn't a suggestion, right? We're just talking about momentum in general. This says I'm late to the move, so I would not be buying a long here. In fact, I actually got out of all my long positions. I'm not holding. I've actually been out of my long positions pretty much since right here because I just go, I don't want a double top. I don't want some kind of small divergence or something. So cash secured puts. Yeah, I'm not going to suggest anyone do anything as far as like puts or calls or anything like that. We're just going to talk about momentum, and you have to read into that a little bit. And if you know enough about momentum, well, we tell you pretty much when momentum says, hey, that's a good opportunity to the upside. You get a pullback, so you got to know how to manage that risk, but then look what happens after that. You're still up, right? You're still up after 12 months, so. But all of these don't look like the best thing to get into. DSG, according to momentum, they just do not look like the best. The only one that kind of looks interesting is actually Tesla. Tesla would be interesting if it saw some positivity over here. But pretty much how this thing crumbles is it's whatever stocks have a bunch of short sellers in them that can affect derivatives, and that problems comes to light. That's the stocks that will most likely perform well. That's kind of why GME and AMC might pop. Salutations, Gabo. Mike Bagger telling people, hey, like the strength. Rates dealing with oversold condition or reversal at this point. As far as rates go, like the 10-year yield, they're seeing some kind of bounce. On the monthly scale, they're already dipping down. They haven't confirmed up. Let's look at a weekly scale. See that? That already curled down. So you would say the momentum is currently in a pullback. You want to pay attention if that's able to roll negative. As of right now, you're kind of in a controlled thing here, aren't you? You're kind of controlled here. If we kind of copy this, right? It seems decently controlled, right? Like this doesn't seem like some sporadic move. Now you did break through some structure here. Very key to understand. You broke through this trend right here. Now, is this the best trend? I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best trend in the world, but you are breaking through a key support, which means you could head lower. So I would see if we actually see support down towards like about 4%, 4.062. That's kind of where I've pointed out where we broke through. This is an important level, so I would assume a reaction down there would make sense. Let's look on the daily scale. On the daily scale, it looks like we need some relief, but we don't have to get that relief. We're not really oversold. We're not even oversold yet. So let's look at a 2-hour and say if this relief bounce comes in, what could happen? Well, it could curl down into negative territory. Now, this is very data dependent. It's hard to do this. You can trade based on TLT and things like that, but this here is one thing. The dollar seeing some divergence up here on the 2-hour, which means we could see some positivity. The volatility, we're seeing that bounce up higher. The 2-hour was not able to cross back down, and the 30-minute was actually able to cross back up. But what do you have now? Well, you may have a lower high coming in. So that means to me, we could see some gradual positivity from the market, which makes sense because I assume that the volume will be low this week. Again, for the SPY. Why? Because all the volume is going to go towards fighting GME and AMC. That's my belief. Usually days with no Fed, we go up. And I would just say this. On days where GME and AMC are going to be fought, most likely all the stocks gradually go higher. Nvda, going to gradually go higher. Apple, going to gradually go higher. Amazon, this is probably going to end up going gradually higher. Meta, going to gradually go higher. That's just an assumption. I want to make sure things are confirming. As of right now, Meta has technically confirmed upside, but seeing a dip down, if that's able to go positive, good sign. Good sign. So we got about 6 minutes to the open. By the way, I love the weekend video. Exactly, Q. That's why I was a little bit disappointed, because that is the most secure, safe, helpful video for you to grow your money over time that I've ever put out. And the fact that it did not get as many views is very disappointing to me. It really is. It is disappointing to me. It made me not even, you know, it made me put together my video for the course, but I said I'm going to take my time with this until these people understand how helpful this really is. How helpful this really is. To just look at a monthly scale. They don't want you to look at a monthly scale. They don't want you to do those types of things and be smarter with it. They want you to do options. They want you to take a random call. They want you to take a random put. They don't want you to zoom out and be like, how could I be smart with my money? You can't. So Paulina, that's the big thing. The problem is they're caught in a hard place. So there's a few things there. As far as it goes with these short sellers, they're in trouble. They still want to force this down no matter what. That's why you're seeing a lot of people trying to convince you to sell it as much as possible. Now, there's two things from that. They want you to sell it as much as possible so they can push it to zero, or they want you to sell it as much as possible so the price is lower when they have to buy back in. I think that's a big thing. Google looks like it's short. Just bought the course. Excited to start leveling up my trades. Yeah, Mike, tell me what you think about it. Come back live, ask questions. It'll be very good, and we're adding investing to it. So if you're someone who's really struggled with the shorter time frames, even with the information, maybe you still struggle a little bit if you're not good at the risk management, zoom out, man. You will do so much better if you just be very honest with yourself and be like, I'm not very good at these shorter time frames. The rigged moves are really ripping me apart. Give it a try, right? It's fine. If you're good at it, that's awesome. You can make great money. But as of right now, you would say, if I'm getting ripped apart by all these moves, if I'm not mature enough to say, like Lucas, if I'm not mature enough to say, hey, I'm not going to try to mess with this at all because it's rigged to the upside. If I'm not going to mess with this at all because it's rigged to the upside, I'll just sit on my hands. Then it would be, hey, maybe I just zoom out to a monthly scale. And what does Nvidia look like on a monthly scale, right? I don't think that that would be a buy low, sell high. That's how I will put it for today. I don't think that this would be a buy low, sell high. That's all I'm saying. Now, things do go up dramatically, like Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin, it goes up dramatically, but look at the monthly scale. Boom, it said, here you go. What happened since then? Right? This is monthly. This is why that video is so helpful. In a year, you could have made 148, 150%. Now you would say, uh-oh, divergence, uh-oh, this might not be the best time to get in, blah, 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 blah. Right? That's what momentum's telling you here. It would say, if you get in here, you are late to the move. That is what momentum is saying. I just speak for the indicators. PayPal. Okay, let's see if PayPal's a good opportunity, okay? We're just talking about opportunities here. This one, what do you think? Doesn't this look like, at least this one, doesn't this look at least a little bit better than, say, Nvidia? Doesn't this look but for buy low, sell high, doesn't it look a little better? I'm just asking you guys, doesn't it look a little better? Nvidia's up here. That's pretty high. But something like this is down here. Now, I'm not saying this is good by any means. You're kind of moving flat and sideways, but it is starting to tick up, and the monthly did cross. So it says, hey, this could be with you. You got to know how to manage the trade. Right now, the weekly is pointing down. So would this be the best time? Would this say, yeah, guaranteed to go up on the monthly scale? No, this would actually say pullback on the weekly scale, which means the monthly cannot go up if the weekly is going down. It cannot go up. It's physically impossible. If the weekly turns down, then that monthly will not be able to turn up into positive territory. It just won't. So what I would look for is see if this thing is able to turn back around, make my timing good. I know the monthly momentum is slightly with me for some kind of bounce. This doesn't look like a great bounce yet. So what if this just turned down for like a week or two, and then I saw this happen and it was able to curl back up? That'd be awesome, kind of like right here, bounce up. Right here, bounce up. That'd be great, but you're seeing some wonky price action even on the weekly. Boom, 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 right? It's kind of crossing, crossing, crossing. So would I say this is better? Would the momentum say that this is a better area than Nvda? Yeah, it would. Yeah, SoFi was another one. And very important to understand about SoFi and other technologies are actually, if you research into what like Saudi Arabia is doing with their money, which they have trillions of dollars, and I believe they have like hundreds of billions of dollars invested in our stock market, they took half of their positions out over the last month. Half of their positions out. Now, though, what they did with that was they started to do call options because they can buy them at cheaper price for upward price action. They don't have to risk as much money. I get it. But they overall sold half of their shares. Like, that's crazy to me. Now, SoFi, on the weekly scale, has it turned up? As far as an investment goes, has it turned up? No, it hasn't. It hasn't turned up. Let's look at the monthly. I bet that bad boy's turning down. Uh-oh. So you want to be very, very careful. If that turns down, that's momentum turning down. Now, you don't have a lot of price action, so I'd really more so pay attention to a weekly. If this thing's able to turn up, what happens? What happens when it turns up? Well, on the weekly scale, you see some upside. Yeah, you're a little late to the move, but if you learn a lot of things in here, how to get in earlier, like on the course, well, you might be in right here and see that big move. And then you see a little bit downside here, and you'll pay attention to maybe a daily or a 2-hour chart and say, hey, yeah, there's weakness here. Let's go see. Oh, look at this. Everything you learn in the course is right here in front of you. It's right here in front of you. You will be better than Jim Crane. You will never have to watch the media again. You'll never have to pay attention to fundamentals again. You just want to stay away from earnings in big fundamental moments because that's a very big 50-50 flip. But what do we see at the top here? 2-hour divergence. What does 2-hour divergence like to do? It likes to roll over daily charts. Right here was the perfect sell. Where was the perfect buy? Well, if you took the course, it's right here. So investment-wise, $7 all the way up. And this is momentum telling you, hey, momentum's dying out. It's not me saying it. I'm just talking for the momentum. I'm just the voice of the momentum. That's me. There you go, 47% in a little over a month. Very, very cool, right? Spread the word about investing, guys. It is much safer than options. I know I'm good at options, but a lot of it's like I say all the time, it's like basketball. Everyone can't be as good as LeBron. You can't be as good as me, and I can't be as good as the next guy. There's someone who is better than me at it. Look at Nancy Pelosi. She's fantastic at it. I can't be that good, right? The casino is open, and someone said XLU had a move right out the gate, so I wanted to see that. Oh, XLU dropping off dramatically right out the gate. This is our crash indication. Now, this crash signal, I wanted to talk about it this morning because we created the rejection divergence, but we're not creating the divergence at the same time on the SPY. So part of me believes we could see some kind of drop, but I think this might leak up into the election. I actually think at this point we may see another bounce up at XLU and see this leak into the election. Now, I'm still holding my thesis because nothing has proved otherwise right now with XLU. So I'm still holding in the next 30 days. We most likely will see some kind of dramatic turn, but that turn could just be a little bit dramatic to the downside and then one more move up going into the election. I think that is very, very possible. And the reason for that is, you know, I say a lot of the moves in the stock market you can relate to real life. So the fact that we're up here with the stock market tells you we might be up here with corruption in politics, and very bad things happen when you move up dramatically too fast. And that's what the debt system has done. Okay, the debt system has moved us up way too fast. That's why you're seeing tons and tons of problems all at the same time. This is why I'm a gold standard guy, because it makes you slowly progress forward. We're doing things too fast, so we're going to run into all the problems too fast. We're not going to have any time to fix them. We're exponentially growing in all aspects of the economy and all aspects of life when it comes to growth in our country. So this would tell me, in politics, what do I think happens? Something very, very bad. Something very, very bad. I think something very, very bad happens. And if you guys want my real prediction, I think we're going to, I don't want to say it online, just in case something's happening, something actually is. And I don't want someone to hear me and my family be at risk. And I know that's crazy to think, but I have to be careful saying things on the internet. I do. But I think something very bad is going to happen if a certain someone gets into office. I think that he may be in danger, and I'm going to be very honest about that. And then I'll just say a civil war is on my mind for the foreseeable future. Now, I could be completely wrong about that, and that's perfectly fine, but I was talking to my dad about it, and I go, I'm a just-in-case kind of guy, so just in case, I'm going to pay attention to that. Because you got a lot of pissed people, and if you keep trying to force them into communism, force them into socialism, it's not going to be a good thing. Americans will not like that. That is my true assessment at this point. All right, now let's get into the stock market here. What are we noticing? Well, I don't have any daily ranges up. Now, why didn't I make the daily ranges? You guys might be thinking, oh, well, I had a great Father's Day. I did. I hope you guys all had a great Father's Day, celebrated the fathers. Fathers are not celebrated enough, in my opinion. I had that opinion before I was a father, and I have that opinion now, and my wife did a really good job celebrating me, and I appreciate that a ton. I got a little gift. I get to, every morning I do wake up and I go straight to work, right? So some mornings I don't even get to say hi to my daughter. So I got a nice picture of my daughter next to me on my desk now, which I think is awesome. It really is awesome. So, and now I just totally forgot what I was saying. But the reason that I didn't make the daily ranges, there's a good reason for that. And it's because of the video I put out this weekend. And I did have a great time, and I came home and I, did a little research, and then I went to bed and I said, I'm not making these daily ranges. There's a reason I didn't make the daily ranges today, and I most likely will make them for tomorrow, just so you know. But the reason I didn't make it was because not a lot of people were interested in a video about investing. And I think that that is very, very sad, because I think that is a very, very good opportunity for you to not give your money back to rich people. I really do think that. And so the fact that that didn't happen, I didn't want to encourage any day trading today. That is why I did not make the daily ranges. I have no idea today. I have no idea where the SPY or the Qs could go today. I know where they could go for the whole week. That is very cool that I know where they could go for the whole week. And guess what? It'll make me a less risky trader if I do not have those daily ranges up. The important times to use the daily ranges are when they coincide with a weekly range. So once we do something like this, if we have a daily range like this, then that would tell me, okay, if we go up to this level, I now have a double 68% chance for some kind of drop to happen, for some kind of topping for this week. That is when this information is useful. I don't want to encourage day trading anymore. It is a sickness. It really, really is. If you're day trading, you are a gambler, in my opinion. I know other people are good at it. I'm going to admit I'm not good at day trading. And actually, the day trades that I've taken have been very good, but I know in the long run, I won't be good at day trading. That's why I'm a position trader. I am not going to allow them to convince me to put all of my risk into one day and have a 95% chance of losing that money. Investing is one of the safest things you can do, and so I'm going to have a very hard stance on that for the day. Should I buy groceries? So me personally, just so you guys know, I do keep, usually on hand, I do keep at least 2 packs of full water. I do have a buddy that has sold me those water makers in case, like that I don't know what they're called. He introduced them to me, and I thought they were very cool. They supply like gallons of fresh water or something like that, so I got to figure out how to use them correctly and stuff, but I just thought that was cool. They supply like 100,000 gallons or something, which is dope. But as far as groceries go, we always keep the fridge stocked just in case, but for the most part, we stock it at the beginning of the month as much as we can. And then we keep rice and stuff like that on hand. I know it's crazy to talk about. I know it is, but I'm a just in case kind of guy, and you're here to hear it. I have 60 cans of tuna. Yeah, canned food. We have tons of that. I don't know exactly what O1 is. I probably don't, but oh, more Kool-Aid. Bought and paid for. Yeah, that is something to talk about, politicians being bought and paid for. If the market's bought and paid for, if the SEC's bought and paid for, if Nancy Pelosi's bought and paid for, then most politicians would be. I would really pay attention to politicians who go against the grain and are not, you know, backed by some big company overseas. Weirdly enough, like APAC pays for, I think, like, they have a 98% success rate when they do fund your campaign, and that's something to pay attention to. Nvidia is the only after exit. Yeah, and Nvidia is going to be really hard because they're messing with the option values as well. Now, let's see. Did XLU try to turn around at all? Are we seeing any reversal signal? We do have 2-hour divergences building up here, which tells me XLU could see some kind of bounce. We'll see what happens from that. I'm addicted to day trading, not going to lie. I agree that is a form of mechanism to transfer money to the rich. I will admit I am not winning trader, but I am more careful. Hey, that's perfectly fine. I'm glad you said that. Like, I'm glad you said that. Like, here's the thing. Taking accountability is not something a lot of people are able to do. The fact that you're even willing to type it out shows your true character, in my opinion. It really does. And I'm just telling you, like, that's perfectly fine to admit it. Try to change it in some way. Like, there's something that I like to do that I implemented when I noticed that I was almost gambling sometimes. You know what it's called? I mention it a lot. It's called my fun account. I make a fun account. I know exactly how much I'm allowed to have fun with, and I have a fun account, which is completely separate from my investments, which is completely separate from my actual options trading. It's my fun account. Do you know what a fun thing I did was? I took FFIE and I had $30. $30, that's all I did for fun. I said, I'll risk $30 in a call option for this, and I'll see if something crazy happens. I thought that would be very, very cool. And cool, I could lose all that $30, but now I know my risk. So a fun account is something that I do, and I think it's a very, very cool thing to do. My fun account is massive losses, guys. Massive, right? But my fun account does not do well, but it allows me to get that itch out. You know what I mean? Day trading is the way to go. She brags about how she made $200 to $500 consistently per day. That is perfectly fine. Maybe she has the skill. Maybe she has dramatically better skill than even I do as far as day trading goes. But I can also tell you this, the market is built to make you feel like you're winning and feel like you're winning and feel like you're winning until you're not. It's just like with day trading, it's like a casino. It is. Now, with our style, with my style, it is a lot more that can happen as well. It can. It really can. And this is huge, by the way. That's a good turn up by AMC. It really can happen to you as well on the position trading side, but it'll happen to you less. That's the important part. Toby. She's making breakfast, so Toby's getting excited. Toby likes breakfast. Shh. Dad's working. Old man. Yeah, see, Paulina, that makes it even more difficult. You're in a different country or something. All right, this 2 hours still remaining positive. That's a good sign. AMD, dramatic drop-off here. Remember, we said this will start to scale up as that daily rolls negative. It's starting to roll negative. Not a good sign for AMD. We'll pay attention to any rig moves. We'll look at some weekly ranges maybe, too. Ooh, AMD can head lower into this zone, just so you know. All right, usually when I snap, he's like, oh, sorry. The boys are going insane. What else had a big move? Anything else? Meta, this one here looked like that daily was rolling over. We'll see what happens with Meta going forward. The 2 hour not able to roll back up. The 30-minute was positive and now negative in negative territory. Not a very good sign for Meta going forward. This is what we talked about. This here can have dramatic downside, by the way, this week. We'll see. But we're already, 10 points away from the weekly expected move. Now, what are we going to see here? Well, most likely going to see a couple stocks hold the market higher. Now, if these things start to leak down, you may see some kind of pop from AMC and GME, and we'll see. And we'll have to see around that shareholder meeting. SMCI is positive. Interesting. Seeing that fade right away. Gold's starting to drop down again. You're getting another gap from gold. Gold's acting very, very fishy lately. It's like it doesn't know where to go. Mara dropping down. Not a good look for Mara. Never confirming that upward move on a 30-minute. And the big thing is Bitcoin just dropping down even further, using Bitcoin to most likely pay for GME and AMC. We'll see how they apply that money. If they're having to pay to buy into the stock, that would be maybe short covering. If they're paying more money to then short the stock even more, then they will be forced down. As of right now, it looks like GME is being forced down. The boys, the peace sink me oof. 11:30 or 10:30? I thought I saw 10:30. XLS just opened up a lot of space downward on the weekly. Yeah, so XLF, banks are in trouble, financials are in trouble. But you would have to say, banks right now, you would see this daily curl around. Hey, we could get some positivity going, actually. Interesting, right? So what do we want to look for? Let's see if there's any kind of reversal signals here. We have a reversal signal here for XLF. If this can complete, you do have divergence, which means you have a shot, you have a decent probability to get to that center line because you're still decently close, you're still a little far away, but you got a good probability to see financials actually bounce shortly. We'll see. If banks start to, or financials, if banks and stuff start to fail, not gonna look pretty, but we just saw, you know, something like PayPal even look like, hey, potential for a turnaround. Oh yeah, California is that is a mess. I was talking to my parents about that because my aunt lives there, and after hearing all this stuff, I'm just like, God, I would never go there at this point. And I had my grandpa live there for years. I loved going to visit him. I will never be going there. I think the mentality of a lot of California people, not all, it's never all, right? It's never all, but I think that the government's there is just totally ripping people off. I can't believe content creators live there, make millions of dollars, and then give half of it back to their state. Yeah, I heard McDonald's was closing a lot in California. 2 hour actually turning up here. Not a bad sign. Slightly higher low here. We'll see what happens with that. AMD, I can't necessarily tell you that. We can see if momentum's turning around. Right now, momentum's turning down on a 2 hour. Right now, momentum's turning down on a 30-minute. Right now, momentum is down on the daily. So unless you have an investment strategy that is different from mine, all your momentum is saying is the momentum is down. Let's see. Let's go look at Microsoft. This one here, well, let's look at it based on mine first. Let's look at the 2 hour. If the 4 hour comes up, we'll see if that's a good thing to look at. As of right now, it's saying right now 2 hour pullback, but look at this. This has been moving up. If you look at the 30-minute, it's wonky because you're just trailing up while the MACD is just trailing down. So that 30-minute crosses up, positivity is there, but right now you would say 2 hour pullback looks likely. And then you just want to pay attention because that just could be some kind of sudden move to get a drop, get it at cheaper prices, and then you just see this thing curl right back up. But I see what you're saying, and then we could look, maybe there's like a 4 hour divergence. I don't like 4 hour charts the most. There's not really solid divergence here, but you do see the flatness across. This would tell me we're in an area where we at least go sideways or see some kind of pullback. So I'd really be paying attention to my 2 hour. I think the 2 hour pulls back, and then we want to see if there's another bounce up for Microsoft. I think that's a very good one to look at. Now, we're not at a daily range or a weekly range or anything like that right now. So Microsoft doesn't have, like I said, the volatility, the implied volatility, not as big this week for all these stocks. Looks like where would we probably want to gravitate towards? You know, we look at this in the charts, and where would we want to gravitate towards? There's a box right here that we can gravitate towards for support. And guess what? This box may even line up with your weekly expected move. Interesting. But if you're part of Patreon, you already have those weekly expected moves. And by the way, I need to pin that. Last week, I forgot to pin it all week, and that's dumb of me. June 16th. I realized I didn't put the range there, but there you go. Now let's look at how our trade was turning out. Remember Palantir, this is one that we were like, hey, time to risk manage. This looked like a good trade setup. But we even posted on the Patreon saying, hey, this looks like an opportunity to risk manage. Look at this. So time will eat away at you here. Look at that going up there. Great risk management play there. Now, if we see that 30-minute turn down, that'd be good. If we see this 15-minute turn down, go negative, that would be a good sign for more weakness from Palantir. If that doesn't turn down and keeps going up, what would the 30-minute do? Well, it's positive. So right now you have to talk a little bit positively about it. So as of right now, I'm looking for this 30-minute to roll back down. That would be the likelihood for more downside. Right now it says upside, actually, even with the fade. Walking on a razor, but what's not your friend. Put the taps of the 36 chambers. Turn this up. All right, so what do we notice about the SPY, though, early on? Not able to confirm upside for the 30-minute. Very interesting. Very interesting. Still positive, still saying pullback. So until we see a dramatic drop. But the 2-hour, what's the 2-hour saying? It's saying pullback on the 2-hour. So we could see a good pullback here, maybe go up again, but the weekly range sitting right by a gap. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Burn for each other. Die. For AMC, you really need this 2-hour to turn up, and I need to update these. I'm going to update the upside moves for you guys. Oh, look at that. The upside move for AMC. This is interesting. I would say they do not want to land above $6. That's what that tells me. $6 hurts them. Now, what does GME say? GME actually has... That's the funny thing about people talking about the volatility of the furthest out strike prices. GME has a lower implied volatility this week than it did last week, which means it should have smaller swings than last week. Let me see this. 37.26. That's as high up as the options market price is in GameStop to go. So that tells me if I see a big pop up and then I see like a 15-minute divergence or some kind of 15-minute roll down here, then this is where they would start to suppress the stock more dramatically. I think if it got up to here, they would say, oh crap, sell it. You know, they would really try to short sell. That's what this line kind of tells me. Same with AMC, right? Same with AMC. Now you're seeing wicks come in now. Are people are retail selling this, guys? 30-minute. Trying to turn up on the 30-minute. This would be a good sign. And it's happening right before the event, so. Everything's loading slow today. GME not crossing yet. Still positive in positive territory. Good sign. What are you guys doing? The shareholder meeting for GME. I think it was 10. I thought it was 10:30. Now, and one thing about the shareholder meeting, they keep changing the time of it, which tells me more evidence they actually might have got DDoSed. See, there's like multiple different things. We'll have to just see. And enemies fucking get rid of me. They have a tendency to go with me mentally. I'm sure people on Twitter are keeping up with it. All right, so as of 4 hours ago, it said 11:30 a.m. Central Time. They're just messing. The monsters any longer. That's inside. Robinhood's trending. Interesting. Okay, so 11:30 my time. Yeah, things are going to seem boring. I'm just telling you that right now. My assumption is we're going to see low volume this week again, and we're going to see maybe a pop from AMC and GME, and then that's suppressed down. Or any pop that should come for AMC and GME just will be suppressed. That's my assumption. Just an assumption, though. Uh-oh. A 2 pullback still looks likely. Now, where would that pull back? Most likely down to this area, right? To the liquidity zone. So if you see a dramatic pull down, boom like this, that would be something to pay attention to. Look for reversal in that. But as of right now, it just says 2-hour pullback according to your MACD. Now, if AMD reversed back around from here, what would we see? Well, we might see a divergence form right here. Just like over here. That divergence led to a V shape. That's pretty cool. High or low. I like my 2-hour. I need 30-minute confirmation here. We become the Walking Dead. So with my sit and thinking, right? Sit, think, right? Over the weekend, I sat and I thought, and I just thought, what would I do if I was Roaring Kitty? Well, I would be testing how liquid they are right now. I think that would be very important. And that means if they're not liquid, you have the potential for a big squeeze if they're not able to get the shares. But if they're able to get it, what did I do? I gave them the weekend to get it. So next time I wouldn't give them the weekend if I did it again. We won't stop till you're... Options becoming more expensive, it probably means there's more money going into it, but the implied volatility for the week is smaller. According to the actual ranges that you want to pay attention to, the implied volatility of something like 22 for AMC, something like 125, that is always going to be massive. Like the fact that it's going up, yeah, you can read into it and just say you could see bigger swings because of it, but the implied volatility at the nearest price strike is actually lower than last week. But it doesn't mean anything, it just means, hey, this is as high up as they expect the market to get. But that is equally, implied volatility does not just mean bullish. Implied volatility can easily mean bearish as well. It is a two-sided coin. It can go either way. Now, right now, you would say 30-minute crossing up. If that goes positive, then the likelihood to go up here is more likely. Then it would be slightly more right. The indicator would say this would be bullish if that can go positive. That would be a bullish sign for the 30-minute chart. You don't want to get into a rhythm of thinking like higher implied volatility just means bullish. That's just fundamentally incorrect about implied volatility. Implied volatility being higher means bigger swings. And if you go look at any stock, you can go look at Amazon. Amazon, if I go take the highest out call strike, let's say it's $210. If I go take the highest out call strike, that's going to be over 100%. It's going to be over 100%. Just so you know. Like, it doesn't mean bullet. You want to make sure you can keep it in mind and say, hey, big swing is coming, but you want to see if you're kind of actually confirming something. PCC up higher, so this is what they want. Now calls might be cheaper for them, or they can increase the premium on puts and get them to buy puts and then send the market buy puts, and then they could send the market higher. Yeah, Tyler, that's a great question. It's a good question because I know over the weekend a lot of people on Twitter, and I'm sorry if you didn't like my tweet either. It seemed like, people aren't liking that. They were telling people bigger implied volatility means bullish. It does not mean bullish. It means possibility of bullish, but just as much possibility of more bearish. That's when you have higher implied volatility. So if Nvda for the week had a implied volatility last week of, say, 30%, and then this week it has an implied volatility of 50%, that doesn't tell you it's bullish or bearish. It tells you there will be bigger swings this week than there were last week, and those swings could go to a higher value, and that's why we measure out how high or low they could go. So for the SPY, it has a lower implied volatility than last week, which tells me this week is most likely going to be low volume, dud type moves. Sure, you're going to maybe see a swing or something like that, but it won't be absolutely massive. Nvidia has a lower implied volatility this week, so that would tell me you're not going to see this thing go up by 6 points probably this week. You're probably just not. That's the probabilities. Let's see. Actually, 6 points was the perfect number to not say. It would mean last week it was going to go up by 8 points. This week it could possibly go up or down by 6 points. That's what it overall means. Lower implied volatility, smaller swings. Higher implied volatility, bigger swings. But if you break through these areas, a point of low volume, we could have low volume all week and then just do that when volume actually comes back into the market. We could also do the opposite, right? We could see low volume all week and then see that go this way rapidly at the end of the week. We'll see. Apple's about to confirm another move up. Look at that. Don't know how it feels to be alone. It's all we got, this stressed out, paranoid. I think Apple has a good chance to double top this week. Damn, XLU just not liking it. Tesla has another 5 points left in it. About to curl up. Positive territory. Good sign there. Lower high, maybe. How high did this go? 191. What's this? 189.50. We could see a move out of that, actually. Maybe a divergence or a lower high, but this here, curling up, positive territory, okay. If it curls up. And it needs to complete. Got to complete that bar. Ooh, Meta. It's getting that 2-hour pullback. Google. It's just a dud, man. Everything's going to be duds again. We might even see like a 1% drop across the board and then see everything rip back up. That's why I'm glad I'm like not trading back and forth right now. I'm just like, hey, the only stocks I hold are stocks that I like, if you know what I mean. Volatility scaling up. Daily now positive on volatility, by the way. So, well, not positive, but contrarian bullish indicator for volatility. So the fact that that's happening right before the shareholder meeting, and that's kind of holding a lot of weight right now, a little creepy, a little scary. TLT, let's go look at that for a moment. That dropping off dramatically. Already almost down towards that weekly expected move, actually. So this would say 30-minute pullback. If that's able to reverse around, that's awesome. Cool. Curls back up, positive territory. It's down towards the weekly expected move. Not all the way there yet. A little bit lower. The Dow trying to roll over again. Not really seeing the steady bounce right now. Qs are just drifting up and up and up. I'm really worried about the Qs, man. Because you haven't even gotten a pullback. Now this is squeeze behavior. So if this just curls up, yeah, you see more positivity. But it could just keep doing this and keep doing this. This is a squeeze behavior. When you see this type of thing happening, that is just a definite squeeze. Things I never did while taking my last breath. See if volatility is able to roll down on this. Why are you so fucking slow? Chug some coffee. What are you guys chatting about? Where's Tony? I want to look at Shopify. FFIE is my fun play, but FFIE, I think it saw like some kind of bounce this morning. So there you go. Rejection of the 30-minute, good sign. All right, and it's positive. Good sign on the 30-minute. Good sign in the shorter time frame, right? That's what momentum's saying. It's rejecting downside as of right now. 2 hours still negative, contrarian bullish, and rejected that crossing right there. That's a decent sign, but still not bullish according to this. This is a contrarian bullish indication. This is my fun play. And then on the daily, you would still be in a pullback, but you're by the center line. So if you start to turn up on the 30-minute and 2 hour, you got a shot to get daily momentum back with you. If you get daily momentum back with you, we could be seeing that top come in very, very soon for the stock market. Might hit me in the balls for the T-ball. Re-enter Nvidia for a while, but it's so bullish that you don't even... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Nvidia is so rigged to the upside that it's hard to get an entry. That's why I put out the investment video over the weekend, just to show, like... Well, I don't know if it will be the top. I would assume that any top that looks like this could be the top. And then I just want to see if it proves me wrong later by turning back up on a daily scale or a 2 hour early curl up or something like that. So the way you say it is anywhere up here could be the top, but it's not even telling me it's a top right now. If this curled over, I would say, hey, that has potential to be the top. But if that just turned right back up, then I would say, okay, that's not going to be the top, right? Positive territory. Maybe we go do that, right? For Tom Lee, he's, Tom Lee said 550, so let's take that into consideration. What if we do this, turn right back up, and then we turn down over time? We get to that 550 mark. Yeah, you always want to be... The people who are willing to admit, like, hey, I could be wrong, will do better trading. Is Amagon a good downward position? Well, if this daily crosses over, you got daily momentum heading down. If the 2 hours crossing over, well, you're right now in a 2 hour pullback. So technically, this would be late. This would be chasing the downward move on the 2 hour. Now, it doesn't mean it can't go down lower. Any stock can go up or down at any moment. But right here, it told you momentum was shifting down. And look how the price of the stock goes down. This one behaved kind of normally here for the pullback here on the 2 hour. Now on the 30-minute, we might say something different. Right now, that's curling up. Bullish contrarian indication. I don't fight against those. We could form some kind of divergence down here. You probably already have 15-minute divergence. You have tapering. So that would tell me, is this the best time to take a position for a downside play? Well, momentum would say, probably not as of right now. You're a little late to the move, right? Which just tells me this about you. You're just a few hours behind. On a 2 hour chart, you're just a few hours behind. If you can fix that, you could be good. You just need to fix your timing by this much. But I'm not trying to mess with anything right now, just so you know. I'm not trying to mess with anything. I know that they're rigging everything to head higher. We got stocks that look like the Qs. All right, we got stocks that look like the Qs. And this thing has never seen a pullback. It's squeezing, so I'm not messing with it. I hope that was helpful, Bobby. Yeah, you guys know, like, you might be correct in your thinking. You might just be off by a tiny bit. Like a little bit. This tiny little tweak, and you might be great. It's just you gotta be honest with yourself and be like, I was late. I'm not gonna do this. This would hurt me. I was late. Momentum told me I'm late now. I want to know when momentum's shifting down, take the chance, manage the risk. That's what you have to do. SMCI, let's go look at that for a second. Uh-oh, giving up the gain here. Really thought we'd turn up on this 30-minute for a second. Not able to do it. See if a 2 hour is rolling down. Look at this. So at this point, we're in a sell zone. The 2 hour could curl down. And right now, you would say if that curls down, that could be a pullback. Now, if we start to break through this, that could get a little worse. But you would say at this level right here, Okay, if this would show me a red impression, there's a good shot we head down into this zone, right? Red impression, early on the move, right? Still early based on how people talk in this chat, right? It's like a lot of people see like 5 bars, they see like this, and then they go, okay, is this good now? Well, technically, if this crossed like right here, you would say, okay, this is where you take the chance to manage the risk according to the MACD. Because you're close to the center line, so that could be dramatic. And oil turning up on a 2-hour. I think did the 4-hour pull back? There you go, 4-hour pullback for oil. Good flagging here. Oil looks like a decent move for upside if it can confirm it. Let's look at this on a 2-hour, 30-minute by the center line. Awesome, curled up by the center line. That's important. See, this one here wasn't by the center line. This one is. Very, very good sign there that oil is going to see upside. But we have to see it has to break through some key levels. Has to break through some key levels here. And one little turn up, you see how wonky this is, right? Choppy, choppy, choppy. So it needs to really decide, get above this level. But that's your first indication on a 30-minute chart. You have to manage the risk very quickly on a 30-minute chart. Because if this 15-minute curls down at any time, look at that movement. That is so wild. But if the 30-minute curls, or the 15-minute curls down and goes negative, then the 30-minute cannot go up. It is impossible. Unless you're probably Nvda. I know all I got for now. I don't want to talk about it. Ain't no time to waste. Oh, rejecting the upside movement on the 15. Let's just focus on a 30-minute. 30-minute pullback is all you see right now for Nvidia. Let's see 2-hour. 2 hours still pulling back, creating that triple divergence. So this is a major topping signal actually for Nvidia still. But we know this one's rigged. It's hard to really take this analysis and be confident with it because this thing is just always. So with SMCI, if we say bear flag or something like that, right? That's what you're overall saying here. You just want to pay attention because if this 30-minute curls up, then the 2 hour is not going to curl down. But if the 30-minute makes a divergence, that's a good likelihood the 2 hour turns back down. So we'll see. I still thought SMCI had another push in it. We'll see. Not confirmed yet. That's just a thought. Thoughts don't mean anything. I think that I have $1 million in my bank account. If only. Always rigged to the tits. Yeah, it does. My course teaches this very extensively. And then it teaches you how to manage the risk as well. It's the last video of the course is how to specifically like manage a trade. We talk about like how much money as far as risk goes you should be doing towards like options or something like that. But in the last video, we talk about how to actually manage the trade. Very, very useful. That managing of the trade video is probably worth like $1,000 right there. And it's only $100 for the whole month of June. People telling me I'm cursed. I'm paranoid. I don't want to make it any worse. It's all gonna die. But first things first, I'm gonna make the world with me when they put me in the dirt. We're all gonna die, but first things first, I'm gonna take the world with me when they put me in the dirt. Move. That's kind of my attitude lately. I'll take the world with me before they put me in the dirt. Netflix seeing another turn up. See how every move is just like gonna go high. It's just, what's the volume looking like in this first hour? It's probably sad. Jesus. That's not the worst volume. I mean, it's pretty bad, but we got another 15 minutes. Dust in the wind. Dust in the wind. GEFTF? Someone mentioned this, didn't they? Yeah, that thing's booming. Is it a good investment? Is it a good investment? See, this is just a little late to the move. A little late to the move, right? Am I gonna chase this even though I see, hey, it can go up further? A little late to the move, aren't I? But if I wasn't and I was paying attention, okay. What's something that I'm not late to the move, maybe? That's weird. I don't know what this stock is, but that looks like not late to the move. AMC, let me see this. Could. We'll have to see on the monthly scale if that's able to hold by the end of the month. What I like, I get the fear inside. But that could take months to play out. It's investing. Investing takes months. We talk about 12 to 24 months. Johnny came lately. Be like Stitch. Cute but crazy. Stitch is Roaring Kitty. Cute but crazy. The kitty, not him. See? Watching the overbought RSI climbing and climbing, Marvin. Exactly, yeah, it's a sick market. It's a drug-infused, debt-as-drug market. They are just injecting and injecting and injecting over and over. The M2 money supply is going up right now, too. Yeah, SQQQ, like that's something that's not a ton of risk in it, especially if you're not, well, it is if you're doing options. But I'm saying like 3x leverage is a lot better than 100x leverage like an option. But for SQQQ, you would say, uh-oh, what's happening here? Well, this thing's screaming higher and higher and higher, but it could see some kind of big pull back. And then maybe we see that turn back up on a 2-hour and you say, okay, now SQQ, that's what I'm supposed to make in this move, right? It might be, yeah, it might be. Like this might be. I'm just saying this is a massive run up. For my trading strategy, if I'm this late to a move, even at these early stages, I'm still waiting. I'm still being patient because what is stopping the stock on a monthly scale at this level overbought? What is stopping it from going all the way back down? What is stopping it from getting a minor pullback like this, right? It doesn't have to be dramatic. I'm not saying it has to be like boom. I'm saying, what if I was just patient? At any time, this could do this up in these areas. Back here, I knew that at any time it could do this. It could do this. It could do this. But right now, this means, hey, not the best look for me. No, that maybe it does go like that. That's fine. But I would look for a daily pullback. I would look for this daily. See how screaming higher it is? I'd look for that to just do this and curl back up. Then I'd be cool. And I'd just take the trade based on a daily chart. Seems like you know about it. That's great. I hope you made a good investment there. It looked like a good timing on it a few months ago. Well, what you do is you look for stocks that are beat up, right? Go look at stocks that are down, say, 20 to 30% and see if you have any confirmations to the upside. One of those stocks would be, and you have to be patient with them, that's the thing, but that patience allows you to build up money, right? So something like this, right? Tesla. If this would turn up, it would confirm more upward movement. Then you just manage the risk on a different chart, right? Up in this area, it turned up. So let's look at this, September 1st. What happened on a weekly scale on around September 1st? All right, let's look at this. All right, September 1st. All right, so that'd be this week. Well, you saw upside, then you saw downside right here. It actually curled over on the MACD. So on the time where you were supposed to buy it, right at September 1st, well, by September 18th, it was confirming downside. So that would tell you, hey, manage that risk. But notice that on September 1st, I could do that. And then I don't have to watch it, but I can watch it once a week. And then at the end of the week say, okay, that's my sign that there's going to be a pullback. Then it curls back up. And look at that. You get a couple of green bars. That goes red right here. Okay, that's not the moment either. We're really close to the center line. That's not a good sign. Now you're curling up. What I would like to see for an investment, by the way, this is what we're going to talk about in the course. We're adding an investing portion to the course. It's one of the best things. If you're not good at the shorter time frame, you can still make plenty of percentages with doing things on a weekly and monthly chart. You just have to be patient, stack cash so you have more money to invest. Boom, this turns down, goes like this. That's what I want to see from Tesla. Gotta throw them stones at you. Stop loss. Personally, I don't use stop losses because it gives them a trigger point. So any stop loss someone would give you, say like on the Qs, or let's just do XLU since it's down. Okay, so if I had, say, a short position and I put my stop loss right here, well, because of that thinking of, hey, stop loss at the gap, if that gets above there, that'd be a good thing. Okay, how many other people are going to think the same thing and put their stop losses here? Then what they do is they just go spike, drop it. They take out your stops and then they get the real move. That's why I don't like I encourage stop losses. It will save a lot of people, but me personally, I don't talk about stop losses a ton. I think they are good for you to not lose big amounts of money, but I would say, me personally, I manage my own trades. I've had some help. I can just kind of all by myself. All right, 30-minute has curled down for GME. That is telling us that the momentum is shifting down in a pullback as of right now, and it's very close to the center line, so watch out. Remember, everyone told you over the weekend, implied volatility being up means upside. It does not mean that. SMCI, did it curl up on the 30-minute? It's got to curl up on that 30-minute. Maybe the 15-minute looks okay. If that 15-minute can go positive, you got a shot, but 30-minute curl up, it looks like room to the upside for a 30-minute turn up. A little bit low, because what you could do is just do this and this. Then you see that divergence. I would be more so being patient and looking for a reversal signal here. That's what I would do for SMCI, because I don't have a ton of room and it's only a 30-minute chart. If this was a 2-hour chart, which a 2-hour chart looks a lot different, doesn't it? A 2-hour looks like it needs some kind of pullback. So why would I assume that the 30-minute is just going to go nuts? I can't assume that. But the daily scale says, hey, I could keep going. So maybe the daily is what I watch if we break through this zone. But I'm just saying the 30-minute, I'd be patient. The daily, not really divergence, just a higher low. That bar right there confirming it. Now you're just seeing consolidation. So upside is good here if the 30-minute can turn up. But you got to break through this zone. It's hard. It's difficult to do these type of stocks because they're moving so rapidly like this. It is difficult. That's why I'm like, me personally, when I think things are difficult, I stay away from them. I wait for a good opportunity. The good opportunity last week was Palantir. This is a great trade setup, 30-minute divergence, 2-hour divergence, entry point. We posted this to Patreon. Great trade. We even said, hey, this is where you manage the risk. Boom, manage the risk. Look what's happening. So if you would have held this and not managed your risk, you'd be losing money right now. Losing. Now you're probably going to see another 30-minute divergence, and then this will be a good trade setup again, and Lucas most likely will pay attention to it. Same with the SPY. Look at the SPY. It's curling, it's trying, but it needs to confirm it. All right, guys, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll look at maybe XPEV. I don't know what that is exactly, but let me go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Two minutes, guys. 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Sorry guys, Abuela was here. I had to say hi. I had to say hi to Abuela. And I went upstairs and I was in a good mood because I think we're having fun on the stream, and I was in a good mood, and I opened the door and I go, "Hi everyone, hey, Abu's here." And they're both looking at me going, "Shh." Because Ari's asleep, like right there, and I'm an idiot. Baby girl is asleep. And I'm a loudmouth. But that makes sense why the dogs were going nuts. They like to say hi to the lady who gives them treats. You can hear him right now. That's Bruce. There we go. All right, guys. Let me turn this guy back on. Boom. See that little sign at the top is to let you guys know that I'm gone. It's just to be like, oh, Luke's not here right now. Okay. All right. He just likes Abu. She gives him treats, so she's not allowed to give him treats right now. But he's a sad guy. Bruce was the cutest puppy. Oh my god, I should show you guys a puppy picture of Bruce. Do you guys find a puppy picture of Bruce while we're waiting today for something to happen? GME seeing a pullback still. Remember, 30-minute, that goes negative, so we're seeing the pullback. Here we go. We got the pullback. So we'll pay attention to this, right? We got to see if that 2 hour is able to roll back down. As of right now, we want to see if the 30-minute and the 2 hour can roll back down. We're still in a daily pullback. God, I got to find a puppy picture for you guys at some point because it is so adorable. Let's change some stuff around. You know what I mean? Let's get on the side computer. Rose. All right. Okay, we're in business, guys. We're in business over here. All right, let me turn on some tunes and get back into this thing. All right, what I'm gonna do, I might not even watch the damn earnings, what is it, annual meeting. Show you guys. You don't even need to pay attention to anything. Momentum will tell you everything. Oh yeah, let's look at this. What is this? Xpeng. Ooh, good 30-minute divergence. Now, it's still a little far from the center line, but you see this? Like this over here. This is pretty much what you're looking at right now, just a little deeper. This one's a little stronger. See how it's closer to the center line? But this is kind of what you're looking for, and then you notice that the rapid move already happens. So then it pulls back, and then it crosses up one more time, and boom! Solid. I would be looking at a 2 hour, make sure that's staying confirmed, but down here, 2 hour divergence right here. 2 hour divergence is a rejection divergence, big divergence across, big divergence all in here. Great, sign for a move, confirmed right here. That's a great moment to get in, and then we'll see what happens there, but big move up. So you're looking for the 2 hour to curl up here. Now what can do that is the 30-minute. So right now it's saying, momentum is saying, hey, this 30-minute divergence could turn up the 2 hour. It's pretty dramatic right here, right? Tesla kind of in rally mode. Yeah, Tesla did look like it's rallying up. Now this would tell me, what is it saying? It's saying positivity right now. So what I would be paying attention to if I had weekly ranges, right? Because I have weekly ranges on Patreon, I'd find out where that weekly range is. If I see that upward move and it creates a divergence, this would be a great sign of some kind of reversal in trend, right? That's what I'm paying attention to actually for Tesla. This is a great swing trade. Swing trader would already be in this move actually if they were doing a 30-minute chart, because you're above the 200, you close above all the moving averages. A swing trader would be in right here, and then if you break through, they'd keep it. And then they're just waiting for that thing to turn back down. And then they would say, I'm out, right? But this looks like a swing trade to the upside. My strategy, I'm looking for this. And then this. Oh, I didn't draw right. This right here. That's what I'm looking for. Or a lower high. 186. Mine's a little different. I believe mine's like 188. Yeah, mine's about a full point higher than yours, like $1 higher than yours. Yeah, 30-minute crossed up. So this is a bullish sign for Tesla. You can now talk bullish about Tesla. As long as this bar completes, right? This bar still needs to complete, but this is a good sign. It's a good sign. You can always see this go, but as long as it closes like that, you're crossed. That means, hey, in the next few days, you have a good chance to head up from here. That's what the MACD is telling you. If that reverses back down, we're flip-floppers. We're traders, right? Traders are flip-floppers. Apple, right? This is when I said I think Apple's got another move in it because it's close to the center line, crossed up right here. Now we can pay attention to the top side weekly expected move. Where's that weekly expected move? Well, weirdly enough, it's right by this high. So what does that tell me? And I said this right away at the beginning of the stream. I said, I think Apple goes and makes a double top. I think it does something like this. Now, just because I think that, Apple last week blew past it, right? It blew past that weekly expected move. We saw something crazy. This is that 32% thing, all right? Now we saw the tapering. We curl up. Awesome. Now swing trade up. We got a lot of room up here, so we could go much higher. We could do this by the end of the week. See something like Nvda. This one here pointing down now. 2 hour. When that confirms Daddy over here taking a trade, I don't give a fudge. I'm going to trade this thing, but I don't encourage anyone else to. I'm going to manage my risk very tightly. I'm probably only going to do a couple contracts. Screw it. Screw Nvidia. I'm going to show Nvidia that I'm more skillful than its price action. Sick. Go. All right, here we go. First position taken for Nvidia. Now, where's the weekly expected move? See, I planned it out right away. 24. So tell me what it's like at the bottom. Don't seem to be forgotten. So if I'm able to scale in twice, I would sell a position down towards 125. That way I make money in the move, and the rest of it, I'm pretty much playing with house money. So no matter what, I already had the order up because I was ready for this. I was like, I'm doing it. The 1 hour actually already crossed in the first hour of trading. I missed it, but I got a little bounce here, so that kind of helped me a little bit with the price, actually. Triple divergence on the hourly, that can go negative, but I think it'll see another rig to move up. Put level's very, very high. Dollar still remaining high. What's the SPY doing? Remaining high as well. So that dollar not kicking in yet. Apple solid move. Tesla solid little move coming. Here you go for Amazon. Amazon here on the 30-minute. Yeah, curled up, rejecting that down here. So what am I going to see down here? 15-minute divergence right here. See the little 15-minute divergence now confirming that. Okay, Amazon looks like it's going to make a push higher as well. As of right now, that is what momentum is saying. It is saying it's died out, and the probabilities of going positive are good on this 15-minute. So I would assume that means that the hourly is going to be able to cross here. And then I'll look out for some kind of lower high. I'll look out for some kind of divergence up there. But you see how easily I make it for myself? I go, okay, and this target right here is not the weekly expected move, by the way. This is not the weekly expected move. I like to put my targets right above the weekly expected move, because I don't want any fishiness to happen. And if this curls up, say like on a 15-minute, because look, the 15 minutes pulled down. If that curls up one more time, creates that divergence again, I can get back in, right? But if the 30-minute curls up, I don't necessarily want to be in that move again, right? I want to save my risk and then reapply it later. Because this 2 hour hasn't crossed over, I don't like hourly charts the most, but it will allow me to take some kind of upward position, because if that 2 hour crosses, it might cross right here. It'd be too late. So I just want to see that dip down, see a rigged move again. That's what I think happens here. And if something big happens, right, it just starts to drop through the floor, I'm in it. I'm cool. Meta seeing a little bit of a buy up here, 30-minute, by the center line still. You're still by the center line. Hourly might look cleaner. Whatever looks the cleanest, right? See the hourly's right there. Boom, crosses up. Okay, do we go make that double top? Pay attention to where my weekly expected move is. Okay, somewhere around 520. So we could go all the way up here. When I felt to feel what I felt before. Look at that. Look at that. 30-minute momentum taking over, dude. See, this is why I don't play these little moves, these little 30-minute like roll-ups. I don't play them ever, just because it's like there's not enough time. All right, there's not enough time. This is gonna roll up. Okay, awesome. It's gonna roll up, and right when it confirms, I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna be kind of like in the move when it's higher up. If this would have taken a little bit more time, gone like this, then I could get in over here, but it didn't. It's just going V shape. Now this 30-minute, if this curls down to the center line, curls down to the center line, curls back up, I'm out of the move early. But I think it'll do this, and that's perfectly fine. That's just an I think. I want to make sure to manage the trade. If this turns up right here, I'm out of the move. Hourly divergence looks good for AMD, but this can go lower. I think. Yeah, I can go like 3 points lower. This and it's evident you. Oh, God. Hourly divergence led to a pullback. As of right now, not able to go negative for Google. 30-minute is negative. But you'll notice it's kind of wonky, so this is what I'm talking about. It's very hard to trade right now. Now, my position for Nvda, even though I'm planning on selling it pretty quickly, how far out do you guys think I took? Trimmed a little Tesla into the strike. Here's the thing. So, Nvda, how far out do you guys think my position is? Do you think it's Friday? Do you think it's Friday? Do you think I did it all the way until just this Friday? Would that allow time to be on my side? How far out do you think I did? Let's see. So I think this happens, right? Your singing's growing on me. I'm sorry I sang on my stream. I've always been a singer. A month, exactly. Andrew, yes. I will make plenty of money. This could be 50%. This could be 100% right here. So why would I risk a ton of money for this Friday if they just do this? Then I would say, oh, I lose value. I get convinced out of the move. I cause myself some emotional stress, all that kind of thing. No, I just say, hey, this allows me to scale in if I don't feel like selling it at this point. But I tell you this, I'm going to be buying and selling Nvidia. That's what I'm going to do. What I think is the most likely scenario here is it dumps. People are convinced the market's going to crash. Then we go back up for the major options expiration on the 21st, and then that thing really drops off. So that's how I'm going to play it. And if I'm wrong, I know my risk management will save me. Amazon, I think Amazon looks good. I think it looks good for the 15-minute. If it can curl up this hourly, that's a key thing. So the hourly has to turn up here for me to be overall bullish, but right now the 15-minute contrarian indication, good divergence, right there. Now the thing about these trades are you're doing it in the beginning of the week, you're not outside of weekly expected moves. So I don't have 5 reasons to take these trades, I only have like 3. So these trades would tell me triple divergence, awesome, close to the center line, can reverse around the hourly here. So what I want to do is pay attention to my risk if I'm doing this. I'm not taking upside plays. Just for now, I'm not going to be taking upside plays. I think that we could see some weakness across the board, so I'm not going to take upside plays. Remember every time you doubt me. Yay, risk management. Risk management, the most important thing. Are you getting bearish here? I'm going to take a downward play. I think that this still extends until Friday. I think we go up until Friday, but I think there will be some kind of pullback according to the signals. According to this hourly signal, I should see a good pullback here. At least something like this. Some kind of reaction down towards maybe this 50 on the hourly. That's what Nvidia is telling me. If I wanted to hurt the most people, which is exactly what the market's doing right now, it's reacting to hurt the most people, then I would get a big reaction down, convince people to buy more puts, maybe even let them make a little bit, and then I would bounce this thing right back up, and then people would be convinced, okay, this thing can't go down, and then boom, that rug's pulled after the 3rd week options expiration. Why did GME tank? Every time it tanks, it's because insiders or the short sellers are fighting it. That's the overall thing we get at. Okay, so why did it tank? If you want to take it based on my thinking, my strategies, it tanked because the 30-minute told you it's pulling back right now. It's not saying it's tanking. It's not saying it's negative. It's just saying pull back right now. Right? If this turns right back around, that'd be a good sign. But right now you're saying pull back. If that goes negative, that will be worse, and you will see the 2-hour rollover. If that 2-hour rolls over, it's going negative, which could mean we break through the trend. If we break through the trend, that would convince a lot of people to get out. I can tell you this, all I would do is see if that goes like that. Versus right back around. We may have to pay attention to when the daily turns up. Daily momentum is more important. When they tank it, that's when we buy it. Well, I buy it when, not necessarily like saying anyone should do anything, but I'm just saying I buy things when momentum is turning up. I buy shorts when momentum is turning down. So what did I just do with Nvda? Well, momentum told me I'm turning down. That's what this is saying right here. But there's still a lot of room to the center line, so I think there's one more rigged move left in it. It is. I mean, if it curls up on the 30-minute, this was just a pullback for GME. Let's look at AMC. Let's look at AMC on a 30-minute. All right. AMC is turned up, right? But it's saying right now, oh, I'm struggling. So right when, this is where it's like, you know, it's funky, because every time momentum tries to turn up dramatically, it starts to fail. Every time this is a great structure here, a little bit of a dip, left head, right shoulder, good liquidity grab on this pullback right here in this area. And then boom, it turns up. What happens? Suppress, suppress. They know that if it starts to get momentum behind it, that's not a good thing. That's why you overall want to see maybe 2 hours. If 2 hours can curl up, look at this. This is very weird behavior for a 2-hour chart. Very weird behavior, and it's happened multiple times, right? Every time that goes positive, they try to fight the stock. $5.99 is the very important level. You get above $6 this week, good sign. GME most likely will not. I'm going to tell you this about the shareholder meeting and what I think. I think that if they say anything bullish, yeah, I can see some bullish price action. I don't think that we get a major squeeze this week if Roaring Kitty or even the company says good things about it. I really don't. I think we see a good reaction maybe from GME, and then that gets suppressed. And then people think it's dead. Right? And we see a pullback in the market because of this, and then they fight it, and then it turns right back around. I think that's most likely scenario here. 2 hours curling up for GME, right? It's curled up. It's a good sign. If that curls down, bad sign. 30-minute curled down. But is it negative? No, it's not. So this is a good sign here before the meeting that you may see some positivity if this can curl up. Like your expectations are, someone is going to tell me something that makes the position go up and confirms that I should buy something. What I'm teaching you on this channel is be 100% accountable for your own trades and just watch momentum. Let the MACD tell you when momentum's turning up. Understand momentum to a T so you know when things are turning up and turning down. Right? Let's just look at a random SMCI. Okay, right here we said momentum is turning down at 852.82. So that should say momentum's turning down. What happens? The price action goes down immediately after. Okay, that's what I'm getting at here. Now, Nvda, I have to watch that one closely because I know it's rigged to the upside. Even something like Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we talked about this, the 2-hour divergence at the top. We talked about the 2-hour divergence and we said this means weakness. This right here means weakness. Right there. It said it. This means major weakness. Actually, it was a bar before that. This bar right here said weakness in Bitcoin with momentum. Look what happens. Bitcoin experiences weakness. That's all you're doing. And if you can understand it very, very well, you can be a very good trader. That's why we have the course. The course is there to help you. The reason it's cheap is because I want anyone to be able to learn. I could put it up right now for $2,000, and I guarantee you some people would still buy it at that price because it is very, very useful. What it does, it allows things to be a little bit simpler. It allows you to understand exactly what you need to understand, not what everyone else tells you. I do not pay attention to one bit of fundamentals, and I'm probably not going to pay attention to fundamentals today. I'm not even going to watch the shareholder meeting. I don't care. All I care about is momentum. I'll be honest with you, if you want to go watch that, that's fine. But then you're going to get excited and you're not going to see momentum and you're going to think, oh, this has to go up based on a fundamental reason. Think of a fundamental trader like Meet Kevin. 11 of his 13 stocks that he told people to buy over the last 2 years are down by 60 to 99%. Only 2 stocks are up. 2. So the S&P 500, investing in that on a daily scale, could have made like 20-something%. Meet Kevin, I think you would have been completely flat, but that's thinking that you bought every stock that he suggests. Fundamental trading doesn't work. Momentum trading does, if you know how to manage your risk. It works. Sorry, it does. I think that no, well, he is paid in a different way, Q. So Jim Cramer, I think, is paid to say the wrong things to get retail trapped. I definitely think that. Or he's going to convince you to buy something, it does bad, and then he says, oh, well, if you would have been in my, he has a investment company or whatever that you can buy into. It's like, oh, well, if you would have done that, then you should get into our investment company. It's up. Now, Meet Kevin, I don't think he is paid, just in a different way. He's paid by YouTube, right? So he's paid by YouTube. So what is he doing? He's acting like he's an expert in everything. Whatever the hot topic is, he's an expert. I can tell you right now, he's not. I'm not. But I'm not sitting there trying to explain AI fundamentally. I'm not trying to explain it fundamentally to you because I'm not an expert. Why would you listen to me? Go do research on AI experts. I'm not an AI expert. I just pay attention to momentum. You wanna know when momentum told you to get back into Nvidia? We'll do it again. Hello. I'm not an AI expert, but I'm a pretty good expert when it comes to momentum. Monthly momentum said turns up. Boom. Upside. This is why monthly charts are fantastic. Boom. Upside. In just about 14, 15 months. All right, there you go. 15 months, 14 months. 378%. Now you're in an area that's higher than this one. Last time we saw a pullback, so that's it. Momentum's a much better indicator than fundamentals. Fundamentals don't mean shit because we're in a debt system. So people can have terrible earnings and we still go up. I'm becoming a risk management expert. Therefore, I'm out of Tesla. Hey, if you were taking downside for Tesla, this makes sense managing the risk here. If that flips back down, awesome. Hey, keep the you guys, no fighting. No fighting. I'm gonna eat, but we're gonna look at GME. People are interested in it, so let's see if this 30-minute is going to confirm any upside. Very wonky behavior again, but price is getting tight. No fighting in the chat. Oh my gosh, we should not allow children to have YouTubes. You should take a psychology test before you're allowed to type on YouTube. This'll be the last time, but I've been all I'm never gonna be good. Oh shit, I went to YouTube Studio. Damn it. Change the song and then I gotta eat. Tears Don't Fall by Bullet for My Valentine. I'll take it. Sorry, that tapping was annoying. I tap all the time, my bad. With bloodshot eyes, I've watched you sleeping. Creepy. That was the creepiest line. You guys like to see food. Oh yeah, we got hash browns today, baby. I need to go grab a water. I'll be right back. Why you guys hanging out by my food? Get out of here, doggies. What you guys doing? You aren't shady. Yeah, I'm not that shady. I'm pretty chill. Pretty chill, dude. I tell it how it is. I'm a very nice guy, but I'll tell you how it is, and I think that's more respectable. I'll tell you how it is, just like I'll tell you what I'm not. How we doing, Nicholas? We're doing pretty good. Watching some AMC and GME right now. AMC looks a little bit better than GME. Actually, GME might be considered to still look better, just saying pullback. Alright. I'm just gonna eat and let's watch this for a little bit so I can eat, guys. We gotta keep the food level high. Trying to gain weight over here. I'm actually gaining weight. It's a very good thing. I think I'm gaining weight. So that's very due to my wife making me food every morning. I'm terrible at eating breakfast. You want some food? Trust me, I'm a very nice guy to my guests. And I'm very good at making breakfast. I know that sounds... breakfast is so simple, but... if you guys were all here, I'd make a big breakfast for you, trust me. I think you guys would want my wife's cooking over mine, though. Any crazy moves? AMD still down. Nvda, look at this. Oh my goodness. We'll see what happens. I've been trading since I was about 20 years old, but I was fundamental back then. I've learned technicals through a lot of courses over the last 5 years. But I got really, really good. Like I just swung trade like 5 years ago, but the market was much easier to trade in. And then probably like 3 years ago, I started to just go deep dive into it. And then I just dedicated myself to learning everything. And so I took a bunch of courses. And then at that time, I realized that a lot of courses are overpriced and don't give you the best info. And so I just made my own stuff and I took what I thought was important and I put it all together and it made me a great trader. And I've recently just been like, over the last 3 years, just killing it. And so I wanted to share that with everyone and be helpful when I saw the market was doing what the market was doing. It looked like we were building a bubble ever since 2020. So that's when I was like, hey, let me come out. Let me tell some people what's going on because I think this year is going to be very important. So I just started this channel about 10 months ago and I'm a free market guy. The free market will tell me how important I am to you guys and that will make me grow. And the growth has been substantial and I really appreciate the people who show up every day. But as far as technicals go, if you want to learn very simply, hey, my course is very good for you. It'll teach you everything that we talk about on this channel. If you just stick around, maybe you don't have the $100 to learn, or maybe you're skeptical of it. Well, if you stick around for probably about, if you watch these videos obsessively for about 3-4 months, you probably could get the hang of it enough. But the course makes it very clear, cut and dry. Here's what to look for. On YouTube, you kind of have to piece it together. My history, I tell you guys about my downfalls too, right? Trading around earnings, there's little bits of that stuff in there too. Learn from my mistakes, right? Are we in a tech bubble? Yes, you are 100% in a tech bubble. You're in a .com bubble on crack. So I'd be aware if banks fail and unemployment goes up. Who gives a shit about CPI? Thanks for saying that, Trevor. I'm glad it was helpful. You have to understand, a big thing I talk about is risk management. That's the only thing that can really help you. Risk management will make you a great trader. Yeah, Mag 7 holding the market up. Yeah, and they only have to have 2 of those stocks hold up. Really, it's like 5 stocks could go down, but if Nvda and Apple stay up, the whole market's holding up. Apple in the 30-minute crossing up, yeah. So that's what we were talking about earlier. 30-minute crossed up right here. So 30-minute oh, thank you for the $2. Really appreciate that, Max. Uman. Yeah, so 30-minute curled up here. Positive move is available. Now we're heading up towards a weekly expected move. That's why I don't take these moves, because I know there's not much upside for a 30-minute. But there's a few points that this could continue to go up. I'm looking for a double top. That's what I said at the open this morning. I said I think Apple makes a double top or some kind of divergence out here. If I'm wrong, then this won't confirm, right? This will go like this. So we'll see. But right now, there's a lot of room here. If that turns down, you have a divergence. So that's what I'm looking for. Another one is Tesla. Tesla's the same thing. Thank you so much for the $2, by the way. That's so awesome. I love the little guys that it pops up. No. No, because at that point, we'll try to make it locked down, subscriber only at some point. And then we'll try to make it locked down with $5 membership or something like that. We'll always try to keep it pretty close to the chest as much as we can. As much as I can, right? I know that eventually, if it takes over, I don't know that it will. I don't know if people can really understand exactly what I say here. Because a lot of people, I say this stuff and they still make the same mistakes, and that's fine. That's part of the game. But risk management, if people can understand that, then that'd be huge. I'm glad that I'm helpful, and what we'll probably do is just stick to main stocks. By the point that I get big, if I get big, and you know, God help me if I do, right? But if I get big, it would be, we're going to pay attention to these stocks, and then we would maybe take a poll of like 3 stocks we should watch throughout the week. I think that would be a good thing. XLU trying to see a bounce here. A bunch of wonky divergences, but we could see a bounce from XLU. AMD, this had the hourly divergence to watch out for. Microsoft, you're starting to see that funky behavior, just like the keys. Microsoft is one of the stocks just holding up the market. Same with Netflix. Netflix just holding up the market. So GME, we're seeing a further pullback, trying to go negative now, right before the event, which I think is 10:30 Central, but it might be 11:30. I can't. Someone tell me right now. Is it 11:30 or 10:30 Central time? I think you said 11:30 Central. I think someone said 11:30 Central. I don't care about being big, for real. I care more about being helpful. And like, if I would get too big, I'd probably just start over. I'm being genuine about that. Like, if I got to the point where there's 1 million people expecting all this stuff from me, it's like, there's probably a bunch of people. I would probably slow it down and only do like 2-hour and daily charts. I'd probably really slow it down. Because once there's that many people, you don't want to give small time frame information because there's a lot more mistakes to be made. 11:30. Thank you, Vintech. I know I'm asking for confirmation of that like 50 times. The thing is, like, I have a marketing background. Marketing was my main skill. Like, trading was what I did on the side. And then I started to become better at trading to where I could quit like my big marketing job, and I just took a smaller marketing job with a startup. And so, like, the main skill now is trading. So I don't really need to get like huge on anything. Big enough to be helpful and people can see it. But it's kind of like trading. When you're trading with $10,000, you trade a lot differently than trading with $1 million, right? You have more risk when bigger amounts to risk at $1 million, so you trade differently. That's how I'm going to treat this YouTube channel. We'll do the short time frames, but once we get to where there's maybe 100,000 people watching or something like that, or 100,000 people subscribed, then we would have to talk differently. We want to do something. We want to talk in ways that are good for everyone, right? And smaller timeframes are harder to understand, harder to manage. So we might bump that up and say 2 hours, 2-hour charts. Because by that time, the people who are here now should have a good grasp of what we're doing here. You should have a good grasp by then. We'll see. I got to make sense of it. But my marketing background, if I started all over just today, I know how to do SEO like pretty perfectly. So Nvda, we'll see what's happening with that hourly, right? 30-minute turns up, then I'll be out of the move. 15-minute, look at that. That could turn up. Maybe I need to be out of the move if the 15-minute turns up. We see like a 15-minute push. Because this could go all the way up to like almost 140 this week. What's the put call? Oh, it's okay. Some calls leaking in now, but eventually we were big put side, so volatility really dropping off here. Dow trying to see a bounce, that's good. IWM, these are not the weekly ranges, I gotta update those. Okay, SPY turning up, 30-minute, cross, boom, upside potential. Risk management is killing me. So I have a 75% success rate, and how I'm lost risk management with options is making me beat my head against the wall. Slow down, take a step back, look at a bigger time frame for the next one. That way your risk management can be easier, okay? Now, it might just mean, are you I don't know exactly how you're managing risk. If you're doing it based on how I do it, it should be fine, and then the big move is coming. But if you have a 75% success rate, this market might convince you to keep taking those trades over and over. Zoom out, wait for the bigger time frame to complete whatever you're looking at. If you're looking at 5 15-minute divergences and you're managing risk on like a 5-minute chart, it's like, okay, well that 15-minute can just keep doing that forever and ever. Zoom out, wait for a daily to cross over, wait for a 2-hour, make it a little bit easier on yourself, see that downward push and be like, okay, now I only have to manage risk on a 2-hour if I took a daily chart. I think that was the most helpful thing to say there. But this is a time where managing risk, if you're doing the shorter time frames, it just keeps making you manage risk. So it tells me I need to stop. I stopped, right? Now I'm taking a trade because I see a 2-hour triple divergence on Nvda. That's why. And then if that, manage the risk again. But if that 2-hour completes, now I don't have to manage it on like a 15 minute chart, right? First, chill, buddy, chill. Why are you not chilling today? Because like Nvidia, if you're taking these 30-minute trades, you're going to be managing risk here. You're going to be managing risk here. You're going to be managing risk. You manage risk like every other day. It's too difficult. So now, 2-hour, that completes, awesome. Now you manage the risk on a 30-minute or an hourly, right? 30-minute comes down, goes back up. All right, manage the risk. You should be able to, once you look at the 2-hour divergences, you should make money when you're managing risk, honestly. Chasing the high, hate it. I hate chasing. Chasing the high is no. I never chase the high. This could go all the way up to 487. This could go all the way up to 492. I don't care. I do not care. I will not let them get me in the mentality of I need to make money right now. I do not need to make money right now. Even if you need to make money right now, think of your future self. Think of in the future. Don't think immediate gratification. Don't think of TikTok video. Don't think in a 6-second video. Don't let them convince you that you have to get rich right now. You have to take a trade right now. You don't. You can wait till it is clear. You can wait till it is very, very clear. Very, very clear. You can wait. There's always an opportunity. Don't let them convince you you have to do anything. Like Nvidia, you could have been convinced multiple times you have to do something. You don't. You still don't. You still don't. AMC going to 10, you have to get above $6. You have to get above $6. 2 hour has to curl up, you got to get above $5.99. $5.99 is a key level for this week. Then you have a chance. Jagger missed today so far. What up, Jagger? Part of risk management is, yeah, Jeffrey's actually right. The first hour is retail hour. You're going to see weird price movement. The real thing you want to see is what is curling up at the end of the day. Thoughts on going to the moon? I think there is potential if they cover, right? If they cover. That's if they allow it to happen. I think there's potential in the next whole year for this to happen. It could take months. Last time the monthly turned up, it took another, like, what, 6 to 8 months for that to actually happen. What are we doing right now for AMC and GME at the same time? We're turning up on a monthly chart. So that tells me if it happens, now I think it's happening faster right now than it was back then, but I'm not going to read into that. I would say when the monthly turned up, 8 months later, the moment happened. Okay, so what would that tell me as an investment? Well, from an investment standpoint, the monthly turned up. Cool. Bullish contrarian signal. Sick. Now I got to see if that's going to turn up soon, but that could take 8 months, so maybe I just hold it. And if that monthly turns back down, maybe I say this isn't the moment, right? SQQQ has been messed with in the past. They've messed with a lot of things to do with SQQQ, right? But this is going to happen insane because the Qs are just squeezing. Look at that squeeze. That's why you're seeing that. So this is why I don't front run. I wait for the signal on these charts. And look at the 2 hour, just not even doing anything. Didn't even curl. Actually, it curled over very briefly. Good fake out there. But this is where you just take a seat, take a back seat, and you say, cool. This is a buy high, sell low, or yeah, there's a buy high scenario right now. According to your MACD on the monthly, it's a buy high scenario. So don't buy high is pretty much the rule, right? Buy low, sell high. So buy high, sell low is not what I want to be doing. I'd rather sit, save money for the next 2 years, see a monthly curl up and go, yes. That's what I would do. My eyes, I see the light. Connected. And nothing's really insane about it, it's just insanely dropping. But you're going to see it act insane when you see this, right? Qs go up, SQQQ goes down. And you knew that tech, this is the bubble. So what are you seeing? You're seeing the bubble get closer and closer. The bubble's going like this. Goof, 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 goof. But eventually, you guys have filled up a water balloon. Eventually, when you put too much water in it, what happens? Wow. But SQQ, the options have been messed with in the past. Place that I call home. We are outside of the monthly expected move. This moment don't lose everything I know. Technically, if you wanted all of the money to be sucked out of this, you would say before money was ever seriously pumped in. So if you were to say like, hey, we're gonna take all of the recent debt out of this, then we most likely would actually head down to, if all of it was taken out, literally all of it. Where was 2000? Okay, you would probably say right here. You'd probably say $55. That's not going to happen. They're not going to allow that to happen. Rich people would get too poor, right? If rich people get too poor, that would be a bad thing. But if you get too poor, that's a good thing for the rich. So we're happy with that, right, Jerome Powell? So where I think this is heading is I think it heads to here or here. I think it heads to this trend or this trend. So I think the low of 2020 would make sense. But I think that's going to be a bear market. People think I say that and just say it's going to go like this. No, I think that'll take a lot of time. Right? I think it'll take a lot of time. But that would be the bubble bursting. The bubble bursting would be not even this, because the bubble didn't burst here. The bubble bursting would be this. The bubble bursting would be lower than that, because that's where we put money in to keep the market up. Right? So you might say the bubble bursting would be this. I'm being genuine about that. That is how a bubble would burst. You want to go look at the .com bubble? It was up at $118.25. It went all the way down to $17. If a bubble bursts, it would go down. Look how much time that took. That was in 2000. It took all the way until 2002. So this could take years. This could take more than 2 years to happen in this scenario. Get on your knees and bow down. And also, who asked the question about the risk management? Justin, another thing that I've done to help myself out is if I'm in a wonky area like this, notice I took at the absolute best time. I did not take it this. Okay, look. So notice this. At the absolute best time, I know that this is wonky. I knew that this was manipulated to the upside. So what did I want? I didn't just play the first divergence. I never played this. I did not play this, right? I said, if this is really going to be a rigged move, I'm going to see a triple divergence on a 2 hour. That's why I just waited and waited and waited and waited. I didn't even play this one because I knew it was rigged. So I wait. Now if I see this signal, that's a great signal for reversal. And then I can manage the risk only one time. Because if you try to do it here, oh, this curled over. Well, now you have to manage the risk. If oh, this had divergence, now you have to manage the risk. This has a 2 hour triple divergence. So that is a good sign for weakness, right? Now I'll manage my risk right here in case there's a bounce. And then I'll see that turn down again and I'll be right. Right? As long as I pay attention to the signals, I can be right. I think that's the better thing to do. And the other thing to do would be, once I see this signal here, if I'm, say, in this here, I would say, I know this is rigged. Maybe I take 2 or 3 months out. 2 or 3 months out. And then I say, okay, this turned up. Maybe instead of managing the risk, I just apply more to that position, right? And then you'd want to say, okay, now if this confirms and turns down and then I see that 2 hour curl back up, that's where I manage risk, right? There's different ways to do it. But me, how I played this was, I'm not even going to pay attention to the first divergence. Not even going to pay attention to it. I'm like, nope, not going to pay attention to it because I know this thing's rigged. It's probably going to go up. Okay, then I see a 111 form and I go, okay, now I need a reason. Okay, I got a few reasons right here. So we have, boom, a little bit down, down all the way across, awesome, down all the way across on the RSI. This right here is I'm looking for the best signal here. That's the best signal I got right now. Now I think our pullback comes and they could do one more move up like that. That's what I think could happen here. I actually think they could do this. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to be quick with it. Yeah, so when you know something's rigged, you know that a triple divergence is most likely going to pop up. I know I never said that, but as it happens, you can see, okay, this turns down. Most likely it's rigged. It's going to head back up, right? By the center line. So now that I see a triple one, I go, okay, now they have less likelihood to trick me because I didn't get tricked in the first one. So now they're less likely. If you just sat and looked for triple divergences instead of just the single divergence, you'd do even better. You really would. You would do even better because that is a better reversal signal. Oh yeah, you've been saying BTG a lot. Oh, Bitcoin to gold. Interesting. Look at this. Same thing. If I want to look for something very clear, what do I want to see? Well, triple divergence. This is almost a quadruple divergence at this point. So if that would complete, that'd be a good sign. Let's look at a 30-minute. Look at that. Good divergence right there. Now, you don't have the best on the RSI here. You really don't. You do. It is pretty good, though. If that can go positive, that'd be good. So this would be like, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient. Oh, I see a divergence. I'm going to still be patient right here. I want to see another one. Oh, boop. Which really, this is divergence. This is not. This is. This is. So triple divergence is triple divergence is not RSI MACD in this. Triple divergence is when you have 3 curl downs. Look, like 1, 2, right? So when you have 2, this is a single divergence. This would be considered triple, actually. So triple there. So where is this for? Nvda is just so easy to see. Let's do Nvda. So triple divergence is when you hold all the divergences across the way and there's 3 bumps up. 1, 2, 3, triple divergence. And then a multiple point divergence would say like this came up a little bit higher. So you have divergence, divergence. That's multiple point. But yeah, and then you want to see the same thing. The RSI can have triple divergence while the MACD could not, right? It can have multiple triple divergence right there. That's the triple divergence on the RSI. You have triple divergence on the MACD, triple divergence on the RSI, and then you just want to make sure the price action is proving that. And I know I'm far away from the mic. That was probably annoying. I'm sorry. BCG, it has some good divergences down there. So reversal is likely. I need to see some confirmation, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I can at least say this. You're looking at it at the right time, Scott. Like, your timing of looking at that is very good. Your timing's great because a lot of people say like, I buy Nvda, and I'll say your timing is just completely wrong. Your timing's just completely wrong. But that one, it's pretty good. Oh, Baba? Baba. Oh, there you go. Now, this was one of our... Hey, a good bounce. No 2 hour. This, yeah, there's no divergence here. It's just kind of like down. You're still tapering there. Yeah, BABA does not look strong at all, guys. This looks like a big drop. We're just dropping every time. You're not really creating any real good tapering. So I still think there's a good opportunity here for it to bounce for a little bit longer. And then I'd like to see this at least. I'd like to see that. At least. But right now it's negative on the daily. It's below the 200. It just doesn't look pretty. Now, from an investment standpoint, what would you say? Well, if this curled over on the monthly, that wouldn't be good. It curled up over here. But since then, the weekly's really shut you up, right? So we would say, this is still saying contrarian bullish sign. So the weekly has curled up. Now, look how close that is to the center line. On a weekly scale, that's kind of sketchy, and you're below the 200, you're below everything. So what do I want to see? Well, I just want to see it do this. That's it. If it does this, I'm in business. Down by the low? Awesome. That would be a sign that the monthly is going to stay turned up. Doesn't look the best, though. Gonna be honest. CRM. Alright, well, weekly scale, that's a good drop off there. Okay, so this is where we have to look at 2 hours. Ooh, okay, so if the 2 hour flash is positive, that could be a good sign for positivity. But this is what we look for, right? Those bounces up, we curl over, now it means negativity. Right now it's not saying reversal. You still have a risk here of just double bottoming or something like that for CRM. But I would say, you know, the daily, you're going down towards the weekly actually, you're going down towards that 200 and you're getting some wicks up there. So I'd say, hey, watch out, because this might be like if I was short up here, take profit type thing, but not a whole lot of reversal signals going on here. Just a daily turn up would be nice, like a daily turns up, then you drop again. That's what I would like to see there. Right, and I'm just like, if this doesn't form, I don't trade the stock. That's overall what I do. $420 shares of GME. Hey, I respect that, man. That's a big play there. 2 hours still positive. You got 2 hour momentum with you. The problem is the 30-minute. 30 minutes trying to curl up. Look at that. It never really went negative here. Look at that. Never went negative. This is where we pay attention to momentum. It's the shorter time frame though, and this thing's rigged, so be careful, but the shortest time frame has to go possible. CRM is breaking down. I think eventually it'll get a relief rally on a daily scale, but maybe not. You know, the environment we're going into, it could just keep going. What is this? Oh, Carnival. Okay. Right now for Carnival, you see the big drop off. So what you want to see is this to kind of do this. You see this kind of do this, get close to that center line, turn down, turn back up, see that reversal signal. As of right now, I would say 2 hour probably cross, right? As of right now, 2 hours negative in negative territory, no reversal indication at this moment. Daily just crossed. So this would be like, yeah, I can see some kind of bounce, but that daily momentum is still saying pullback. If the 2 hour can really rotate and go positive though, that might be all the pullback you get. Earnings around the corner though, be careful. They give me medicine, they give me medicine. I think too much. I hope that was a little bit helpful. And we're not predicting, by the way. Just so everyone knows, I know we write prediction maybe in the about section, but overall, we're just making scenarios to pay attention to, and then whatever the signals tell us is what we're telling, right? I'm just speaking for the MACD. Oh, let's look back at PayPal. Let's see if anything's developed here. Are you talking about Qualcomm? Not sure, man. 30-minute divergence. Now, see how it's not on the RSI? This is just a dramatic downturn. Look at the, you're getting no tapering. No tapering. What do I mean by tapering? See how we dramatically drop off, but then we start to change the angle? You have not changed the angle at all. You've not changed it at all. So most likely you will see some kind of bounce, but that'll start to change the angle. You see how it'll like round out like this, and then it'll start to go up. But like the best example of this is being bad. This is good. Because what are you doing? Well, here's the angle. Now here's the angle. Now here's the angle. Now here's the upward. And actually you got a flat angle right there, and now we head up. Do you see how it tapers, 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 tapers? That's what you want to see. When you see things just dropping out off a cliff, you could catch a falling knife. It's not saying that there can't be a bounce. There can always be a bounce. But you want that bounce to then maybe give you some tapering, right? We change the angle, we change the angle, we change the angle. Does, wait, who asked about that? Sorry. Shoot. Qualcomm. PayPal, Diana, I hope that was helpful, but this is on a 30-minute. So let's zoom out for a second and see where we're at on a 2-hour. Look at that, it's just pointing straight down. There's no reversal signal in sight. Now a daily. Okay, the daily here. Now we're pointing straight down. You might see that divergence on the MACD and be like, oh, this looks great. It's not on the RSI at the same time. And you're below the 200 now. That's not a good sign. Now you could get a reaction to test that, to retest this 5, right? We reconnect with it or we move sideways till it catches up. But the likelihood after you cross and close below the 200, that means downside potential. But PayPal on say like a weekly or a monthly scale, weekly it's turning down. So that might not be the moment yet. This could suffer even more. Now on the monthly, you might say something here. Okay, this has turned up, but what if it creates a monthly divergence because that weekly is showing weakness? If the weekly is showing weakness, it is impossible for this monthly to go up, right? So if I saw this, boom, I would say that's probably a great sign for a reversal in trend here. What up, Capture This? Okay, Diana, thank you. I'm glad that was a little bit helpful. You want to really wait to see tapering. And it's the same to the upside, by the way. It's the same to the upside. So let's look at this 30-minute. Right? So what do we see? We see up, then we see angled, then we see a different angle. Now we need to see this, now we need to see that, then we can go like that. Right? That's pretty much what tapering is. Now upside, it looks a little more wonky, but especially for Nvidia. Hey, Capture This. Congratulations on exercising. Oh, let me finish my bacon. My bacon's not looking too hot right now. Happy to take your cat to work day. I mean, if you wanted to look at like sector rotation, you just want it plain and simple. Just like create a watch list with all the sectors, and then you could just prop them up and see what they look like. You could probably see rotation when you see divergence and things like that. It's like, so like here, you see the daily divergence here. So most likely this tells you, okay, they're gonna go into a different sector. Is there a sector that looks like this? Right? If that's the look there, look for a sector that looks like this, and you'll probably see it go into that sector. How's it confirmed? Oh yeah, if you You're just increasing your stake in the company. If you still see upside there, if you still think there's a good opportunity there, you're seeing another curl up on a weekly scale, yeah, you can always do that. People do that all the time. People do the very simple method of if they make $5,000 and they're able to save $1,000 a month, they'll put $1,000 into something every month. They just don't even look at the price. They just do it. Now, do I think that works these days? No, I don't think it works. I think you gotta wait for a dramatic downturn. Now, the best time to do that was 2020. 2020 was the best time to just like every week put $100 in the market because they just pumped free money into it. Oh, it's crispy, baby. We haven't looked at G-Wave in a while, but Robert, people do that all the time. It's just, I want to encourage you to have more of the skill and be a little patient and just be like, okay, what if I hold this until a pullback and then I'll apply that, you know? Just make it like this much more of an edge for yourself, you know? But if you're confident and the move just happened and things are curling up, yeah, do your thing, man. But that's completely up to you, so I don't even know what stock you're really looking at, but I'm just saying people do that. G-Wave. Solid daily divergence about to form here for G-Wave. Wow. 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 It's like maybe another fun play is in order here. Gold is going. Oh yeah, someone said the dollar, by the way. Sorry about that, Mark. The dollar here, seeing rejection off of our 105.65. Aren't we good at finding these levels? That's crazy. Let me see here. So 2 hour right now saying pullback for the dollar. Means pullback for the dollar as of now. So what's happening while that dollar pulls back just a little bit? Well, the SPY's seeing upside, but it's still up higher than it was, right? The dollar's still up higher. Like this could just take out some stops and then drop. We'll see. It's funny that this is kind of like looking funny again. It always, like the stocks, why do they always look like they're completely on edge around every single GameStop event? It's like they look kind of funky like throughout the week, and then the GameStop event comes and they literally are like, what the f? Like, look at the Qs. Jesus. That's a squeeze, my friends. Volatility saying pullback. XLU trying to get a bounce here. It's still trying. Look up. That's tapering though. You see how it was going down? Now it's tapered out, but it just keeps going down in that tapering. Like I said, this could take 8 months to play out. That's why I always talk about my buddy. He's perfect. He's the perfect person to tell about this. He's like, oh, we don't know when it could exactly happen. I'm like, no. He goes, okay, so I won't do an option. I'll just hold the stock. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, do you pay attention to stocks? He's like, nope, but I just kind of figured. I'm like, the common sense on this guy is deep. Right now it's very difficult with options. Downside plays, you can look at, you know, stock you can look at for downside plays. SQQQ, SPXS, SOX, XOXS. Those are ones that I like. UVXY for volatility, but volatility is a little bit harder. Microsoft might have. All right. All right, let me see. Microsoft? Oh. Finally, come on, 2 hour, give us a pullback already. Jeez. I think it probably pulls back to about 431 if we actually get the pullback. That's the thing. Yeah, if this 15-minute can actually roll frickin' negative, my god. Where would it... I don't know. There's no really liquidity grab, right? There's no price action up here for downside. Now liquidity grab to this side. They built up liquidity. They never grabbed liquidity, I would say. I think they built it up in here as much as they could. Now they send it higher. We're seeing calls start to come in even more. So here we go. We'll have to see what happens, but this is funny that people are going to the call side right before this event. We're seeing wonky price action from the SPY right here. We're seeing a triple divergence forming on the 2-hour for Nvda. We're seeing AMD still breaking down, getting a little bounce, but we're seeing Meta start to curl down on its 2-hour. Like, very interesting. Microsoft saying this right before the event. It's weird. There are no accidents, but... I can live to 100. I don't know, man. I think these dippies will kill me. Plus, I have a lump on my head, but my wife hates when I talk about that. It's probably nothing, right? Here. There's no way you can see it, but there's like, my hair covers it right now. Right here. It's probably just like a little cyst or something, but I also have this mole on my ear. Goddamn. I mean, my body is crazy. All the crazy stuff that doctors have ever been like, this mole could be cancerous. I show up like to the appointment to get it cut off 3 days later, and my body kills the mole. So, did you get the vax? Hell no. Like, no disrespect to you if you did get vaccinated. Completely your decision, but no disrespect to me either. No, thank you. I don't trust doctors very often. I'll trust them with basic stuff, but considering we're in a system where insurance is everything and they want to make as much money as possible by selling pills that are worth maybe $10 that they then charge $200 to insurance for, so they're automatically incentivized to give you more pills. That's why we have an opioid addiction problem. I'm not going to trust them. I hurt my shoulder and they put me in a sling like this. Here, look. I dislocated this shoulder, or this one, sorry, this shoulder, and they put me in a sling like this. That makes no sense. That makes no sense when I like figured it out with my friend who's a chiropractor. He's like, why would they do that? My shoulder dislocated forward and they pulled my arm forward with it. What are you doing, Bruce? It made no sense. When I dislocated my shoulder, I had to tell a doctor how to put my shoulder back in. And then he charged me $800. Like, what? He literally... Hi, Bruce. Did you need some attention? Hi, buddy. Yeah, you nipping at me? No nipping. No nipping. Yeah, you're a little bitey guy. All right, get down. Bruce. Bruce, down. Get down. Good boy. He needed some love. So yeah, there was a doctor. After I dislocated my shoulder the 3rd time, I went to a doctor. Didn't know who he was. I had to go to the emergency room. He literally was taking my arm and windmilling it like this. And I literally stopped after like a minute. I was like, dude, you've been windmilling my arm. What the fuck are you doing? He goes, I'm trying to get it back in. And I go, okay, well, you know, if I lay down like this and you just hold my arm out and you just pull backwards, it'll go right back in. And he goes, oh, okay. And he pulls it and it goes right back in. And then he charged me $800. So yeah, no thanks. I'm good. Now, doctors can help with a lot of things. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm skeptical about what a doctor says until it makes sense to me. That's all. Is it under the skull or bump in the skin? No, it's above the skull. It's above the skull. So it's like underneath the skin. It's like a ball, like I want to say like this big. Like if you took like maybe like a small marble, it's like a marble. Funny thing is, in college, I actually took a cancer class. I got to study, what did I study? I forgot what it was called. It was a form of leukemia, I think, but I did that for fun. I don't like biology anything, but I studied cancer because I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting. Yeah, I think it's a cyst, but yeah, I think it's a cyst. It doesn't affect me at all. It inflates sometimes and it gets like pretty big. Uh-oh, Nvda, crash through the floor, go down fast, you dirty whore. Was that pretty good? That's the song for Nvidia these days. Yeah, that's how it is, JC. I just mess with my wife about it, to be honest. I like to scare her. I ain't going anywhere. I love when people type ja ja ja, because in my head, I imagine some person going ja 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 ja. All right, let's go look at AMC and GME. Since that event's about to pop off, we're probably going to need 30-minute momentum to be with us. We already have 2 hour, right? We still have 2 hour momentum, right? Yeah, we still have it. It's just not positive. But the main signal is daily momentum, guys. The last time daily momentum turned up, what happened? Over here, daily momentum turned up. It went positive right here. Boom. Right here, daily momentum turned up. Boom. AMC, you need daily momentum with you. Right here, we went positive. What happened? Boom. We're already positive, so all we need is that daily to take over, get above 599, and boom, something can happen. Daily momentum. Very cool. I don't use VWAPs. I've used them before. I just don't. I know what helps me as a trader, and I don't want too much to confuse me, right? I know the 3 to 5 things that I'm really looking for, and sometimes I get 6 or 7. But I know those specific things, and so when the trade gives me 5 reasons, I take it. So, say with like Nvidia right now. What are 3 reasons I can immediately come up with for Nvidia? All right, I could say, hey, 1 reason. There's triple divergence on the hourly. 2 reasons. All right, there's triple divergence on the MACD, 1 reason. 2 reasons. There's triple divergence on the RSI, that's 2 reasons. Awesome. Now, my 3rd reason. Well, where are we looking at from the daily scale? Well, we're very overbought. What's the reason here? Well, we have divergence on the RSI. Now I have to think, okay, that's what, 4 reasons maybe? So now I would say, but that is not on the MACD at the same time, so I do not have a 5th reason here, so I should treat this as some kind of pullback. That's how I would do it. So now I'm going to treat this as some kind of pullback. If the hourly turns up at any time, then I will be out of the move or I will scale in. That's it. Formulated my whole plan. That's what we talk about in the course. That's what we talk about in the course. By the way, we literally just gave you like a big snippet there. If you want to do it with us, we go through examples, we show multiple time frames, we show the reasons, and we literally talk you through reasons for like 30 minutes or something like that. Very cool. Admin sends. Oh my god, look at that face. I look like a big mistake. What a play. Hey. No one. Suit and tie. Yeah, Taylor Swift, but metal. Let me see what other song we got here. Bad Omens. Bad Omens is pretty good. Wow, Adam Aaron actually tweeted, people have been predicting the demise of movie theaters seemingly forever. Radio, TV, VCRs, DVDs, streaming, and COVID all would bring our end, per the conventional wisdom. How wrong could they be? Wrong, wrong, wrong in my view. Admittedly, the ravages of COVID were a kick-in. We're a kick in the teeth, but our industry has been building back up steadily from 2020 all the way to 2023. Our largest issue now is that Hollywood has been releasing fewer movies, primarily because of production delays caused by 5 months of actors and writer strikes in 2023. As we look at the industry-wide box office for 2025 and 2026, knowing the movies currently slated for release, we are quite optimistic about developments for our company in the years ahead. There will be tosses and turns along the way, of course, but AMC has been leading the way since 1920, and I have every confidence we will continue to make progress on our path forward. Great tweet. Great tweet from the CEO of AMC. Very good tweet. He's confident in the stock. He's confident in his business, and I respect him for saying so. AMC crushed the box office this weekend, our busiest of the year in 2024 so far, with 3.8 million guests at our US theaters. Friday was the single busiest day of 2024. That record only lasted one day. Saturday beat it. Only fools believe the movie theaters are dead. Wow, very good stuff coming out from the movie industry. Yeah, that might be it. Thank you, Gordon. Well, they're going to put you on opioids. When they asked me if I wanted more pain pills, I said no. They asked me if I wanted more, what's the thing they give you? What's the drug they give you for extreme pain? Shit, what's the drug they inject you with for extreme pain? Fuck. Someone help me out. It's very, very basic knowledge, but... Morphine. Yeah, they offered me multiple. In the 4 hours my shoulder was out. Yes, my shoulder was out for 4 hours, in the hospital for 3 hours. It was out for 4 hours. They offered me morphine, I think 5 different times. I took it once at the very beginning, and then I dealt with the pain. I said, I don't want a bunch of drugs in me. They offered me fentanyl. No, they offered me morphine multiple times. I only took it once. I got 1 dose. And then I said, no, thank you. And then they offered me like bunch of Loratabs, and I just said, just give me enough to get by for the next week. Oh, it was great, Oliver. It was fantastic. I see why it's a thing. I was like, this is great. That's a great statement from the CEO of AMC. Yeah, they make it mostly on concessions. I like the fact that they're kind of broadening it and trying to sell their popcorn in stores. I do like that. What I think they're missing is, I think that they should show gaming events. I think they should show gaming events and hold a theater for current popularity. Like if they did a showing, and I put this on Twitter, I said, AMC, I tweeted at them and I said, will you guys show movies like The Big Short, or try to show, what's it called? Dumb Money. I go, because they would sell out those theaters immediately right now. Ooh, PCC still dropping. This is a good sign that you're going to see something maybe ripped away soon. Now, this could just continue up. Maybe they want that higher level. Like I said, right now, the PCC is going to lower levels, but every time it goes lower, it goes rapidly higher. So people are flipping very quickly, and that's allowing them to just see some kind of small dip, and then that goes. You kind of want to see a rug pull. And then I think esports. I think they need to have a whole theater dedicated to watching esports. Make them more events, because I know that people are obsessed with esports right now. If you have a place that's selling concessions for watching esports and with merch and all that stuff, I think GameStop should sponsor a team and have it be like an AMC GameStop team. That'd be sick. I don't know what's happening with the GameStop meeting. It starts at 11:30. I'm going to not watch it at all. I'm going to help you guys figure out something here, which would be, they are going to suppress the stock during anything that can actually help it. Most likely when we see the big move, it's going to be on a random ass day, like And now this can cause maybe good price action, but momentum will tell us. Right now, momentum on the 30-minute is down, going negative. What do you think to reruns? I think reruns are fine as long as they're popular at the time, right? So it's like Lord of the Rings comes out with they start a new trilogy based on something else or something like that. Like just random. I know that's not going to happen, but just randomly something like that. It's like, why not for the next 2 weeks you do a marathon day where it's like you pay a certain price or you show the first movie for the first 2 weeks, the second movie for the next 2 weeks, and the third movie for the next 2 weeks, and then the new release comes out. You get people to come back over and over and over. Repetition is very important in marketing. I've marketed a lot of restaurants, and I always tell them, I'm like, you have to give something away for free early to convince them that it is good. Like if they come in and they want a meal, you say, oh, you would like a meal? Well, actually, since there's two of you guys and this place is brand new and you guys haven't been here before, right? Okay, awesome. Would you guys like, why don't you guys try that meal? If you like it, we'll give you a free one next time. We'll give you one entree for free next time. All right? And then that causes them to come back. And then you say, oh, did you like that entree? Okay, awesome. Well, how about this? Would you guys like a free dessert today? You guys haven't tried our dessert. You get them to come back like 3 times. And then you create that repetition. And that's the same strategy for almost every industry. Why do you think YouTubers make videos on a schedule every single day? Why do you think we go live every single morning at the same time? It's repetition that is seen as helpful for your community. Your community likes it. They like the repetition. It builds a habit. That way you guys can show up every day. We can interact. It's very good. Oh, Jurassic Park would be, I love Jurassic Park, by the way. The Crow. I don't even know The Crow. I haven't been able to like go to a lot of movies. I really want to see that new Quiet Place, like when it's in a city and it's like just starting kind of deal. I want to see that. Jurassic Park 12. The dinosaur in your backyard. They already did that with like a drive-in. They had the T-Rex show up at the drive-in. I was like, Jesus, these shows are getting wild. It's coming out 2025. Hey man, brutally. Undead Avenger? That's kind of cool. Looks interesting. I'll maybe watch the trailer later. Oh man, Elon Musk keeps putting out like he's gonna make a Tesla phone or something that actually has privacy in it. Privacy in a smartphone. I don't know if that happens. Do not see the new Crow movie. I'll look at the trailer, but I'm not a big action film guy, actually, weirdly enough. I'm not the biggest action film guy. I'm more of a comedy, and I like rom-coms, and what's a movie I see by myself? Like thrillers. I love thrillers. I like thrillers a lot. I love thrillers. More of the psychology aspect in a thriller I really enjoy. They should have like a throwback month or something. Throwback month, like what would they play? Like shit like Green Mile, like Shawshank Redemption, like shit like that. Like really good throwback movies would be sick. Forgot to clock in. What up, Luke? Yeah, clock in, guys. Hit that like button. Make sure you're clocked in. You got to clock in by hitting that like button. All right, momentum's still down here. AMC has a great tweet from the CEO. Great tweet. How do I clock out? Hit the dislike button. No. You clock out by taking profit. Crazy Funko Pop. Hey, we got lots of Funko Pops. Where's my Funko Pop that I really like? I got one right here. Hold on. You guys like Deathstroke? I have a Sub-Zero. My Sub-Zero Funko Pop is like my favorite. I keep him on my desk. He helps me cut up this market. Did it confirm it? It crossed a little bit ago. Now you're seeing another wonky move up. So I had to wait for that 30-minute to confirm here, but that's possibility for divergence there still for there. It's just the keys look wonky, man. Look at that. Look at that movement. That is just garbage. I told you, I'm expecting low volume. Pretty low, 10 million. Let's look at GME today. GME has over double the amount of volume as the Qs. AMC might have like a little bit smaller. No, it has more. So AMC has more volume in it than the Qs right now. The rigged market continues. That should be a new movie. Rigged Market 2. Every day goes green. Yeah, I'm not, like, I always advised when I was marketing, I said just stay away from all social aspects. I was like, if you want to piss a lot of people off, you do stuff socially. Do stuff that everyone cares about. Cancer stuff or something like that, you know, like breast cancer awareness stuff, great, awesome. But never try to be pandering for money. That's what I always advised. I go, if you're going to do something for cancer, you better give some of that money for cancer, right? Not just, hey, we have a pink beer. It's like, no, have a pink beer that some of it gets donated. If you look at order flow, I'm trying to find like a good source. I'm trying to look at Bookmaps has it. I like order flow, but I just haven't paid attention to it a lot. I think order flow would really, really help, but I could probably do more research on it first. But if someone uses, like, what do you use for order flow? Because I'm like, I want to look into it. We've mentioned it on this channel before. I think it would be very important. Bollinger Bands only on the daily scale most of the time. Daily scale. Daily scale is actually, weirdly enough, daily scale Bollinger Bands can give you like how high or low the stock can go in the, like, say, next couple months or something. It'll say here for today, that would be here or here. It's kind of your options values. Notice it's spreading out, so we're spreading out. That means we can see bigger swings. Bookmap, okay, yeah, so Bookmap's reached out to me multiple times now trying to get a sponsorship for me, but I just always said I don't really want sponsorships. But if they give us a deal, then it's only good. I just don't want to like be like, today's video is sponsored by, like, it's my channel. Ho Chi Minh. Getting beat down. Yeah, GME will be interesting to watch on like a 1 minute or something. But really, we just want to pay attention to 30-minute momentum for now. It needs to break out. I mean, if you look at it, it's getting tight, right? If we just took this out and we just go from this wick maybe right here and we go like this, then we go like this, you can tell it's getting very, very tight right up into the event. It's funny how price action, momentum, all these things will tell you that it's getting tight right before an event. Because it's the behavior of people. It's awesome. I'm gonna change up the vibe. Mess around I wanna let it go, don't wanna die, I guess I wanna let it go. Bow, 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 bow. Let's do this one. Big booty makes 17. Yeah, it's low volume. So on low volume, you're just gonna see whatever they want to do, because your trades don't hit the tape. It's whatever they want to hit the tape, they hit the tape. So until they are positioned correctly, we just will see low volume. It's all a rigged game. You can't tell me GME has double the amount of volume as the Qs, over double the amount of volume as the Qs right now. It's barely really moved, like, honestly. I know it's down 3%, but like for that amount of volume on this stock, like you'd expect something bigger. The Qs, they're just trickling up on light volume, trickling up while everyone was bearish, so they trickle it up. Now everyone's bullish. We can maybe see a rug pull. Thinking about the way I was. But lately, dollar's sitting pretty even. SPY going higher. Q's going higher. Yeah, that's why my friend is the perfect example of how to play this. He's like, oh, they're rigging it, and it's going to take a long time maybe to pop. It could take up to 8 months. Okay, cool. So I just hold it, right? That's all he said to me, and I'm like, damn, I wish everyone had your common sense. But I get it. People want to make money faster. Ooh, watch out, Apple. Don't turn down Apple. Yeah. Oh, end phase? Watch me take a good thing and fuck it all up in one night. Oh. Now, 30-minute pullback would make sense. 30-minute bounce would make sense. Let's see on the daily, though. Yeah, daily momentum's taking over. Now, you're reacting down to the 50. I'd assume we react back up to the 5-day moving average, right? So eventually you catch back up to the 5-day for a sec. Those maybe meet up right here at 125. That curls back down, okay. So I'd look for the 30-minute bounce, right? 30-minute curls up, curls back down, curls up, curls back down. That'd be what is the most likely scenario here as you're below these moving averages in the directions chosen. We broke the low. So you might only curl up to like 124. But that's how I would say. Until we see reversal signals, we can't talk about a full reversal. 2 hour, it did more than a pullback. The divergences were all across this thing. It looks ugly. Boom, end phase is gone. Rolled over the daily. I like it, Luke Cassidy. I like that statement right there. Trady ticks, yeah. Unusual whales. I've been using unusual whales a little bit, just following his stuff to see what he looks at. I kind of like it. I might give it a try. I like it, Luke Cassidy. I think that's the perfect mentality to have. Yellow there wants it's a matter, baby yellow. It could be good to trade. I'm just not seeing reversal signals yet for end phase. Look at her butt. Too cheap. I love this, like, this mashup. Check this out. Check out this transition right here. It's dope. You think I'm an asshole? She think I'm a player. Roxanne. Tesla. Look at that. Screaming up towards the weekly expected move for Tesla. Is it there? We're almost to the weekly expected move here. You got about less than $1 left to get to that weekly expected move. You're not the only ones. There, a lot of people are like that, and I get it. The funny thing is, if GME and AMC do see this run, it might be the last stock you're able to trade for a long time. If all the derivatives get sucked out. Hey, treat it that way. If you make good money, that's perfectly fine. You have no chance, you have no risk in losing any money if you make big money on anything, right? My goal is to make a bunch of money and get to my point where I'm going to be able to just invest and then enjoy my life forever. Yeah, let's check on oil. Oil was being funny, wasn't it? But solid move up. Was it the 2 hour? Yeah, 2 hour curled up, positive territory. So I was looking at the 4 hour pullback. 4 hour pullback, if that confirms, that'd be good. Right now, 2 hours saying upside, but you're not able to break through this level. So as of right now, you would say, okay, we had divergence here, downside, big pops. Let's see what happens. But 4 hour confirms that move, good. I think it was USO. I think it was USO that had something interesting. I think it was like a 30-minute curling up. Yeah, there it was. So you just got to watch out if that 30-minute rotates down because you do have the divergence. But it's been wonky. Look at all this choppy behavior. And now it's taking out the stops. That could reverse back down if that just goes negative here. So watch out on USO. But if that's going to be positive, that's great. The 2 hours is just going to go up. But up here, you would say a pullback does look likely. I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I walk alone. My shadow, only one that walks beside me. Can you explain how to find the weekly expected moves? Yes, so the weekly expected moves, all you need in order to calculate it is the closing price at the end of the week for a weekly move. You need to look up the implied volatility of the strike price right above that closing price. And then you need the days to expiration. So 5 out of 365 days is what we use for the weekly one. And then you get the expected move. The expected move for the SPY, $5.15. Then you just plus minus that from that ending stock price on a Friday. That's it. I'll tell you how to do it. And if you just look it up, like you could say, you can like type in on Google, like calculate an expected move using options, and it should pop up the equation, but I've had this up. I don't have the equation off the top. I just built it into a spreadsheet, so I don't have the equation off the top of my head. On my phone, and I'm out here getting loose. I guess I could just look at it. It's like, this is, so implied volatility times the stock price, and then you take that value, times the square root of however many days to expiration. When your soul embarks and don't follow you into the dark. We give you a very easy way in the course to do it that you don't have to do the calculation. It's pretty good. We show you it on Robinhood on my fun account, how to do it. And someone in here could explain it. You pretty much just like do the upward stock price, the upward strike price, the downward strike price on puts, and you're pretty much done. Yeah, I'm not trying to hide anything from you. I just make it more clear and give you the easy way in the course. Let's go look at Palantir. Let's look how that's shaped out. Were we good to manage risk here? Yes, we were. Good job managing risk. Good trade. Manage the risk. Now we have an upside move. Uh-oh, are we going to create a triple divergence? Are we going to create a triple divergence today? Are we about to see something bad happen? We'll see. As of right now, none of that's confirming, so you have to see a turn down. Think about me still. Do ya? Do ya? I could hit that note, but it takes me a second, so I'm not going to make your ears bleed. And I've been thinking about forever. Thinking about forever. In the car, I just can't wait to pick you up on my very first date. Is it cool if I hold your hand? Is it wrong if I think it's lip dance? Do you like my stupid hair? Did you guess that I didn't know what to wear? You make me so I really cannot eat. Let's go. Don't wait. This night's almost over. Never, for never. Forever and ever. I put on for my city, on for my city. Yo, Gold, you're acting funky, dude. Are we gonna get a Head and Shoulders like way up here? Jesus, are we gonna get this to happen over here? All right, what time are we at? 11:15. Let's watch GME. Let's put it on like a 5-minute chart for fun, just to watch it, and then we'll see if that 30 minutes able to confirm. If we see the 5-minute draw up dramatically, first of all, you got divergence right here, right before the event, by the way, 5-minute, but that's 5-minute. You can see crazy stuff on a 5-minute, okay? This is divergence for a double bottom, but that has to go dramatically positive to roll up the 30-minute and get that 2-hour going positive. Girls just want to have fun. Yeah, Bjorn, if you want to just get the very basic way, it's in the course. All of it's in the course. Do you really want from me? No play, no distraction. Close mouth, out. I'll give it to you, no interruption. All right, so we're just gonna pay attention to momentum. All right, I know that people want to listen to the call and all that stuff, but I want to focus on the chart and see if there's any kind of disruption. And if I was them, they might even start it late again to see if they halt it right when it starts. Okay, here's the thing too. They were messing with the timing of the giving away the annual meeting. They were messing with like saying, oh, if you're on Robinhood, like they were saying out random things. I think it's to cause confusion, which tells me they might have been DDoS last time. Thank you for the investment video on the weekend. You're welcome. I'm glad that some people were doing that. I was kind of disappointed to see not a lot of interest in that video. That video is like one of the best things you can see. If you are someone who like makes a bunch of money off of the market in any way and you want to minimize your risk because you have a bunch of money now, let's say you build up to 500 grand, you can probably make like 50 grand a year, 100 grand a year just by investing at the right times. It's crazy, but it's cool, isn't it, Daniel? And if you can build up to that point, you can start building now with $20,000 and you will get there faster than the average trader. You really will. Maybe not faster than me, but the average trader, you'll get there just from investing and your risk is way lower. Yeah, I more want to look for suppression and halts. I don't even care about fundamental anything. I'm going to show you guys. I don't care about it at all. And I don't want to convince us to be bullish or bearish based on what is said. I just want to pay attention to the charts. The charts will tell us everything. Yeah, and we're going to add investing to the course, by the way, Daniel. I think if you watch the video, I said that like a million times. Never mind. You know it's going to be there. Because investing is much safer. So I feel like if you're not good at the shorter time frames, that was important to do, is put that in the course too. No added charge either. Pretty cool, right? 2740. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hot just like an oven. And when I get that feeling, I got sexual healing. Sexual healing, baby. All right, we're heading down. We know there's a lot of volume. Let's look for the halts. Sexual. I love mashups. Mashups are so awesome. What if they delay it again? I think that would make sense. Bookmap has contacted me multiple times. We've been thinking about that for the options flow. I think that would be very, very good, the order flow. And I know that people really like Bookmaps, and I've looked at it a few times, but they've hit me up. I'll maybe send them an email, see if we can get that going. It's just I haven't used it enough to know if it's really helpful for my strategies. I'm sure it is, because you could see like where everyone's leveraged at, what price, but I'm interested to see if that's really helpful on like a weekly scale. Add some singing lessons. I got made fun of for singing for years. My mom wanted me to do American Idol back when I was like 18, but I was bullied as a kid, so I got called an FAG a lot for singing in class, in music class. In music class when I was in 4th grade, I think 5th grade, I was in 5th grade, I was in a new school because I got bullied at my old one, so I had to be moved. They moved me to a new school, and it was like the first music class. He said, if someone gets up right now and sings in front of the class, I'll give you all recess. Like, you guys can just go outside and play the rest of the day. And no one would do it, so I raised my hand. I was the new kid, and I did it. And he was like, wow, that was very, very good. And everyone was about to go out for recess, and the girl next to me, when I sat down, called me an FAG. And then that was me for like the rest of the time. You're awesome. Taking profit on Tesla. Well done, Marina. Way to take profit. Hey, taking profit means you made money. That's great. Fall down of my dreams. Jade loves it. Yeah, so I really want to have my daughter either get good at singing or teach her an instrument, and we can make like a little band and do like little tiny concerts when she's older. Like do those local band things. That'd be fun. Thank you for the $20, Marina. Seriously, thank you so much. And the $2 earlier, I can't remember. Was that Nexu Men? Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the donations. Means a lot. You love my goofiness? I was a lot goofier. This is me with a filter. I used to have no filter. I used to just say crazy stuff, man. I thought AMC was supposed to pump today. See, that's the thing. Don't think it's ever supposed to do anything. Let momentum tell you. What's momentum telling us on the 30-minute? Did momentum tell us it's going to pump? Oh, it says bullish contrarian indication. But until that goes positive, that's not telling us it's going to go anywhere upside. Now, the 2-hour, if that crosses over, has this crossed over to tell us it's going up? It hasn't told us anything yet. This is why you shouldn't pay attention to fundamentals, and people on the internet who want it to go up are going to find any bullish reason they can. The implied volatility narrative is not a bullish narrative. Everyone's saying it's bullish. It's not. It means there could be a big swing, but there also could be a big swing down. It goes both ways. Now, you would say if this confirms upside, then that would be a more of a probable move to the upside. But you have to pay attention to momentum while taking into consideration implied volatility. No, not shame on you. Not shame on you. I just think Audi, dude, first of all, my brother and my dad, they both drive Audis. We love Audis in our family. I don't personally like them too much, but they do. So first of all, great name. Second of all, you're smarter than other people. You're smarter than what you give yourself credit for, because you should be doing this. I'm telling you right now, you can understand this. If the momentum on the 2-hour turns up, then the probability goes that we're going to the upside. Okay? And you know if implied volatility is higher, that could be a big swing. So maybe you really need to pay attention to the 2-hour turning up, right? So no shame on you. Just give yourself this much more credit for intelligence. I think you're way more intelligent than you give yourself credit for. And if I like cold. Give yourself some credit, Audi, dude. Go look at yourself in the mirror right now and say, I'm pretty smart. Let me just pause everything. Let me not read what other people think. Let me see what I think. You know what I'm saying? Have some confidence, my dude. You got this. I'm telling you. You guys got this. Zoom out to a 2-hour. See that confirm some upside and you go, This could be it. But just in case it's not, I'm going to manage that risk. Do it. You guys will be good. GME, look at this, curled down on the 2-hour as of right now. So this would tell us in negative territory, downside is the most likely scenario here. You are smarter than other people. And other people can come in here and hopefully learn it to be smarter than the Jim Cramers, the Meet Kevins, and all those kinds of people who tell you the exact opposite of things. You can do it. I believe in you guys. I really do. Trade like water. Can't believe none of you guys have not changed your YouTube name to Trade Like Water. That's upsetting. That's upsetting. Like, literally, wake up every day right before the market opens, go, I'm going to trade like water. I'm going to pay attention to momentum. It'll immediately, say it out loud to yourself. Your brain will immediately be like, okay, I know what I'm looking for all day. You're welcome, O1. Yeah, O1, looking at multiple timeframes can really help you out. All right, let's see if this 2-hour is able to turn up for AMC. It's odd parents, fairly odd parents. Odd parents, fairly odd parents. Now, you don't want to confuse yourself. Once you see one of these cross up, just say, I'm doing a trade based on this chart, and then you know which 2 charts to look at. You don't want to look at too much, right? Don't flood yourself. But you need to just be like, okay, if this 30-minute curls up, I want to pay attention to my risk maybe on a 15-minute. If a 2-hour curls up, maybe I want to pay attention to my risk on an hourly or a 30-minute, right? That's it. The Qs it's just a shit show. It is. Look at that thing. Low volume, less than half of the volume in GME, half the volume of AMC or the same. It's all right. That's the game we're playing. They scale. Thank you, Gordon. They do. Your car gets hit by another and you have a money car. The insurance companies will only give you 10K to fix. Good luck. Yeah. My brother kind of went through that. He had an Audi. And it crapped out, or he got hit by someone. They totaled it out, and I think they only gave him like $5,000. I think he paid like $15,000 for the car like a couple years ago. Exactly. Don't be greedy. That's what they're trying to catch you in. They want you to think, I'm going to make a bunch. Just say, I'm going to make a little bit. I'm going to make a little bit. I'm going to make a little bit. And eventually that'll add up to a bunch. I loved my 1990 Beamer. Unless they pay that price I want. All the other stocks, I agree. Hey, I feel you, Alina. I feel you, Alina. I have the same vibe in one of my positions, girl. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. That 2-hour curls up, we can see something crazy as long as we get above 599, right? That's where the options market expects, right here. That's what they expect. And it's funny that it happens to line up with the high, but 599. So they do not want this above $6 this week. GME, they do not want that above $37, really, $37.26. So that would be something like, boom, uh-oh, they get suppressed. We'll see. We got 3 minutes. Let's switch over to a 5-minute chart for fun. We're not trading based on 5-minute charts, guys. You gotta get better momentum than this, but if we're gonna see something good, you will see it on a 5-minute chart. Drunk, so what we smoke. Oh wait, we're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what we go out, just how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free. Wait, where's free? How do you do free? How do you do free again? How do I do free? Oh my god, I used to know how to do free, now I can't do it. I can't do free anymore. I used to have hand signals for all these songs. This is A. You guys like my A? Oh wait, I gotta move it this way. That's A. Oh wait. That's F. There it is. F. I need your love. I need your love. Now, this wasn't cup and a handle because this came up here, but it is a scoop up, build up of liquidity. I see what you're saying. Break the high. Now we go. I need to be free with you tonight. VIX dropping down to lower levels. 2 hour about to cross down again for the volatility here. We could see some big upside now. Weird to see that right as the GME thing is happening, like right as it's about to start. Very interesting to see that big push in the market. You just got to laugh at it at this point. So Nvidia's probably seeing a pump. Yeah, Nvidia pumping. See a 30-minute. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. I'll take me to the place I love, take you all the way. 15-minute curling up, positive territory. Might have to manage my risk here. I don't know how to miss you. I don't know you're with you. Market's ripping. What's happening is the market's ripping because GME is probably about to be suppressed and they're taking premiums away from people. Now, I don't think this rips today. Remember, I said everything's going to be some kind of letdown all the time. It's not going to be expected. You need, if everyone expects it, then only the expected can happen. If an unexpected thing would happen, then unexpected things could happen. If it's expected, then you could expect that these short sellers have a plan. If it's unexpected, it's a good thing. That's why I think it's a good thing that Run Kitty didn't tweet. In time like I really should. She says she don't know me anymore. Deep down, I know she does. Yeah, after OPEX, I'd be paying attention. Made me a better man, but do you want to? No faith in Brooklyn. Give me 1 sec. The pain, don't know, all of your mistakes are never damn. I'm not alright. I'm not alright. Walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more. Neither all of your mistakes. Oh, dropping down. I'm not alright. GME still crossed over on the 30-minute. No upside is potential for there. See that break back down? Like I said, we're paying attention to momentum. We should not get excited by any means unless this 30-minute rotates back up. For AMC, we shouldn't get excited by any means unless this 2 hour rotates back up. GME crossing down on the 2 hour. That's telling me I should be patient. I should wait. This here will turn back up if positivity is there. This is fishy as hell from the stock market goes up and AMC starts getting suppressed. That's crazy to me. Electric Avenue. Electric Avenue. 2 hour needs to turn up here. 10,000 more. All right, I'm done singing. I'm done annoying you guys. It's my life. So fucking fishy, bro. Looks like Nvda still could if it wants to curl up right here. Everybody in the club gets tipsy. Everybody in the club gets tipsy. FTD data finally came out today. Maybe I'm under to feel like. Let's look at this one here. Bam, aren't we glad we managed that risk, guys? Look at this. Triple divergence on a 2 hour now. Great trade, manage risk. Uh-oh, if you didn't manage risk, a lot of trouble there. Maybe by the time I know you. All right, let me see here. What's going on in the chat? How we doing? It's always going to run a couple minutes late. They want to see what is happening with the stock when it does run late. I think they're doing the late moves on purpose. Escape. Still 5-minute divergence here. Uh-oh. GME meeting's on. Now we're watching it. Let's look for any kind of halts or anything. Yep. I'm going to watch the movement here. I'm going to show. I'm not going to follow any fundamentals. Oh, this market, man. It's so freaking dumb. That's so funny. Uh-oh, what's this? Wow, really? Tesla's just going to give it up right before that expected move, a little bit before it. Looks like your expected move might have been a little bit, you would consider better. Mine's up a little bit higher towards 187.50. Dumbass subs, I hate you. Oh my goodness, things are bouncing. Of course they are. All right, what are you guys going to try to do? Just got kicked out? This line? This is the 200 on a 30-minute. So 200 is way above you, or it's right here. So the 200 on the daily is down here. It's a kind of like people treat it as support. It's a moving average. We're still in a daily pullback. Look at that. We're still in a pullback. We have not gotten confirmation up yet. Dance the night away. All right, here we go. See, this is the signal to watch out for SMCI. Now, if this signal does not confirm, then there's nothing here, right? But this would be a double top if that happens. But you would say maybe this is what you want to do in order to head higher. So just pay attention if this actually flips and goes negative. GME seeing major downside. Look at that. I mean, that would be how some people read into it, Patel. You belong with me in my sweet home. Oh, here we go. 15-minute crosses up. This is where I manage risk. I gotta wait for it to actually cross. Might have to manage risk here in a second, so I'm paying attention. Dollar down? Barely. Now, this is where you would say pullback was coming, right? We said the divergence early this morning, right away. We said dollar divergence, pulling back. Then you see that pop in the market, and then we'll see what happens overnight. VIX dropping down, that means bullish stuff, right? This is all bullish stuff. This is all bullish stuff right now. Nothing to lose. Where are you, Nvda? I'm managing you pretty tight here. Good job. I gotta be patient with this guy. Craziness continues. GME still heading down here. See, we don't mess with it. Momentum never told us, right? It said down, it said pullback on the 30-minute. This is why we don't pay attention to the fundamental side. We just say, hey, this told us downside, it goes down. I didn't have to hear anything going on in the call. This turned down right before the event. All right, that says downside. But we have to see if that rotates back up. That's all you got to do. You got to see if that rotates back up. And then you could know, hey, maybe there's some positivity. All right, looks like Nvidia should be turning up now with that price action. Tell me we're dreaming. Oh, it's not even turning up. What are you doing? What are you doing, Nvidia? What are you doing? Apple? I mean, that's not the best look from Apple, but that is consolidating a little bit. XLU not seeing anything really. AMD trying to bounce, okay. Meta could bounce, hold the market up. Microsoft, I'd say I'm doing just fine. Could go 5 points higher. Not over you. Not over you. I take back the love that I gave you. I take the love and I hate you and I can't replace you. You said and done. I thought you were the one listening to my heart instead of my head. It is just stalled. How weird is this? All right, 30-minute. All you gotta do is turn up to convince me a little bit. Okay, we broke down through that. That's a bad sign for AMC, by the way. We need that to turn back around. Oh, that's a 15-minute. Yeah, 30-minute, same thing. Bad sign for the 30-minute right now. Come on, me. Oh, big drop for AMC now. They're going to keep it below 5%, so there's no halt. Okay, now did Nvda pop with that? There we go. Yeah, see Nvda pops a little when that drops. Keep going, Nvda. I'm down. Go on, Nvda. You can go. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Come on. That's just now posting. I gotta wait 15 minutes to manage the risk. I mean, that looks like it wants to go, doesn't it? Think God knows. God dang it. I hate your friends and they hate me too. GME is still dropping. Now the media talks very badly about GME. Look at that Palantir move, looking solid. Hourly triple divergence formed. Just trying to figure it out, guys. Just trying to figure it out. It does it also base overflow rate is ready to develop from us. Oh, never going up. The Dow. Dollar. Volatility. Really dropping off on volatility. XLU is just like, it's never gonna tell us like last time. Bitcoin, massive run up there. 2-hour divergence on Bitcoin here. Triple divergence on Bitcoin. Let's look at Mara. Yeah, Mara, look at that. 2-hour could cross up. 30-minute already did. SMCI is still going. That's important. What are you showing? Futures? Okay, so it's got a little room here. Let's see that. Let's see this. Let's see this. Let's see this. This is a massive move, right? Absolutely. Let's do an hour. Let's see this. These are massive moves here. Let's see the volume behind these. Still some time left in that. Massive volume. Now let's see here. Just a solid 1.3 million 20 minutes into the bar. Damn, they are fighting it today. See how it's like any expected event, they have a plan for. I don't know to hurry up now. They have a plan for. It's the same algorithm. Look, AMC drops, GME drops. I asked, but I'm not sure. Real shit anymore. Got rid of that divergence a little bit. I wonder if that trend will hold if it gets there. I don't know why. Nvidia does not look like it's convincing me. A lot of puts for today on the SPY. 140. Hold on. Call amount 516. Oh god, after the expiration, I think Nvidia's just not gonna look good, man. Oh no, that's not good for Nvidia's future. This week, Nvidia has $4 million on the line. Next week, it only has 500K. This week, 4 million call option interest, so more than $4 million, but 4 million in call option and open interest. And then next week, you only have 500K right now. There you go. Get there, SPY. Get there. Let's see you go to that weekly expected move Qs. Let's see you do it. All right, GME. Big downside. See that? Big downside. That's why we pay attention to momentum. Boom. Triggered right here. Downside is the most likely scenario. That's what happened. This happened to trigger on that moment, so that's kind of a rough deal, but the 2-hour never confirming upside here. Now I have the opportunity to dip down one more time. Remember, we said this right here. This looks exactly the same right here as it did over here. So maybe before this big run, what's going to happen? Well, on a Friday, we're going to dip down till Friday, and then we see that big run dip down till Friday. Maybe that's when the big run comes. We'll have to see, though. We need a momentum to really confirm these things. Alrighty, downside for now. So it is getting past the time where I need to hop off. It is. I know we're seeing a bounce back. I know that's rough that I have to hop off, but it's just I have other things I have to do. I tried to stay on as long as possible to at least watch the initial reaction with you guys. I tried my best to stay on as much as possible. But thank you so much for the donations. I do have to hop off, unfortunately, because before noon was like the maximum that I could go. So I got other work to do. I do appreciate you guys being here. I really do. Pay attention to momentum. The momentum told us, especially on GME, it told us very early on. It told us, hey, downside is the most likely scenario here. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Now it says downside as it goes negative. Look at that. It rolled negative right here. And then shortly after that, we see a big negative move. So that makes sense. We'll see if we can hold up at this trend. But I'll maybe hop on at the end of the day. Right now, the schedule is going to be trying to stream as long as I can in the morning till I have to do other things. And then coming back at nighttime. To produce a video for you guys. I'm going to make a video for you guys hopefully every single night of this week. I think those are helpful. So, but I did want to say, keep your eye on it. This is what I'm saying by everyone saying IV means bullish. IV does not mean bullish. You have to pay attention to both sides. Okay, so we're just going to pay attention. We'll see what happens by Friday. We'll see what happens. But if we play momentum trade like water, we'll be just fine, right? No announcement? Ah. Well, I don't think they have zero plans. They're not going to say their plans. If everyone's trying to fight against them, then you don't really want to tell your plans to your enemy, right? That's why everyone's like expecting them to announce a merger or an acquisition. And I immediately was like, I don't think they announce a merger or an acquisition, because that would tell people what they're going to do. That would tell your enemies exactly what you're going to do. And I don't think they want to do that. I don't think they want to do that. So, but I still thank you guys so much for joining today. I tried to stay on as long as I could. I'll be putting out a YouTube video for you later today. Trade like water out there. Good luck for the rest of the day trading. And I gotta hop off. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the donations, subscribing. You guys are fantastic. Have a great day. And I will see you tonight on YouTube. And we'll have the daily expected moves for the SPY. Okay, we'll have those daily expected moves for tomorrow. We will. All right. Thank you guys for joining. See you next time. What's up? Been on. Yeah, I know the mic's still on. I know it's still on. See you guys. I'm gonna go get some lunch and touch grass.